San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Houston Texans have agreed to terms with Browns free agent and four-time Pro Bowl running back Nick Chubb. That's according to the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. He is expected to sign pending a physical later today. Well, the Green Bay Packers are releasing two-time Pro Bowl corner Jaire Alexnder after failing to find a trade partner, making him a free agent. And we are all tied up in the NBA Finals Game 3 Wednesday night in Indiana.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, Mondays get a bad rap.
Do they?
They get a bad rap.
Why?
It's Monday. It's a great day.
Is it?
Isn't it a great day?
Sure, it's Monday.
It's Monday. Happy to be back. It was a great weekend.
No, it wasn't.
Well, not for you. And I'm excited, and I know Pledge is excited too. I'm Joe Reinagel. That's Jason Minix. James Pledger is in the glass box of fun. Did you get your Mickey Dolenz autograph picture?
No, I don't even know who the hell Mickey Dolenz is. And I like Friday. Now, granted, I had planned on taking Friday off, and I'm taking like every Friday this summer off, except one because you beat me to it.
I did.
But I woke up sick as a dog on Friday.
That sucks.
Like if I didn't plan on having the day off, I wouldn't have come to work on Friday. And I still kind of feel like crap. But I'm getting all these messages about Mickey whatever, and I'm like, who the hell is this? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, Iris came in the office. If you weren't with us on Friday, and you weren't, so I'll explain the story.
Yeah,
so
please do.
I'm sitting in the office. This is about, I don't know, 1:45, about ready to come here in the studio, and here comes Iris, one of the nicest people you ever meet.
Yeah,
right?
she's great.
She's fantastic. So she's got this envelope that's long and, flat, so it's obviously some kind of picture.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, here's Jason's autographed picture of Mickey Dolenz.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, well, that's kind of weird.
It is weird.
I said, well, I think I'm going to open it. And she got so that's when she
didn't do that.
She emailed you and
I responded, Joe can have it. I have no idea what you're talking about. And honestly, when I first saw Mickey, I didn't pay attention to last name, and I'm thinking, oh, the cool people from Disney must have taken one of those photos and sent it back. That's all I was thinking. Then I went back to sleep.
Well, we had a great conversation about the Monkees because Mickey
apparently.
Dolenz, if you don't know, Mickey Dolenz was the drummer of the Monkees. And found out that one of the guys, I think his name's Nesmith or Nesmith or what, I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't think it's like the Indiana Pacers guy.
Okay.
But he's from San Antonio.
Really?
Yes. And his mom apparently invented whiteout.
Liquid paper?
Right. Same thing.
Huh.
Yeah. So we learned a lot. We got some great education.
That explains some of the Monkees mentions that I was getting.
Well, I just told everybody, if you know Jason, text him and tell him congratulations.
Thanks.
I mean,
Yeah.
Because I had no idea you were in the Monkees fan club.
I'm not. They have one song, Hey, we're the Monkees. That's the only one that I know.
Oh, there's a lot of good songs.
There probably are, but, I mean, see, this is an era that I'm like you with most music. If I heard it, all right, is that the Monkees? Is that who, right?
Well, you know it was the Monkees or not.
Well, except for the one where they actually say their name.
It was fun, and it's too bad. So it wasn't a Mickey Dolenz autograph poster?
No.
It wasn't, huh? Well,
no.
That's too bad.
No, my good friend Marty Leal, who's a great local artist, every year sends me a poster from Fiesta, and that's what that was.
Well, nice. Okay. Well, I don't know. Was Iris? She was just clowning around then, huh?
Obviously.
Apparently so.
Yes.
Well, she provided some great content for us on Friday, so that was good. There you go. This is the Monkees. Guy singing's a guy by the name of Davy Jones.
Davy Jones?
Davy Jones.
In his locker?
That's not the same pirate. No, it's not a pirate. Davy Jones, man. I mean, and any female my age was in love with that guy.
See, I get that. But again, though, the Monkees is more your wheelhouse when you were in high school, right?
Not really. They were even before my time a little bit, but they had a sitcom back in the day.
This is the Monkees.
Yeah, good stuff in it.
I know this one.
Yeah,
but I would not have. No,
I think that's Mickey Dolenz, in fact, singing that song.
Well, that might be.
I think it is. Now you might want to second guess yourself and find an autographed picture of Mickey Dolenz.
Well,
I was disappointed. I was thinking we're going to have some wall covering, and you'd put that right behind you there. And
well, I could put up the Fiesta poster. Do you want that? I can go get it during the break.
No, well,
or Pledge. It's in the office, Pledge, if you want to go grab it. All right, enough of this.
I've got that Rangers jersey in there too, by the way.
Oh, we're going to redecorate this place.
We got to figure out how to what we're going to do with that thing.
Just put that Rangers jersey right over here by the DeMarcus Ware jersey.
Look at even Thomas Castillo on our YouTube page, which, by the way, you can like and subscribe there. Go to San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. He says, "Last train to Clarksville." Wow, that's another Monkees song. They were very popular guys back in the day.
Well, define back in the day.
Probably
60s?
Late 60s, early 70s,
I mean, because that's right in there with like Buddy Holly and Big Bopper.
No. Those were the 50s.
Those are the 50s.
That's Buddy Holly. That's 50s.
That's 50s?
Uh-huh.
Not 60s.
No, I don't think so. It could have been. It could have bled into the 60s a little bit, maybe. That's even
the
that's
Monkees,
even before my time.
The Monkees, and what was the other kind of group? I can't.
The Beatles.
It's the Beatles.
Well, not the Beatles. Obviously, the Beatles are by themselves, but there were some other like boy bands.
Well, yeah, the Partridge Family.
Not what I'm thinking. Are you going to go Jackson 5 next?
Jackson 5, there's another one. Absolutely. This trip down memory lane.
Is Mickey Dolenz still alive?
That's a great question. I do not know the answer to that. I think he is.
And he's from San Antonio.
Not him, no.
No.
It was the guy that's from San Antonio, I don't think is with us anymore.
Oh. And I'm assuming Mom isn't then.
I think he was the bass player.
Okay. Nobody remembers a bass player. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what happens. He's 80. Is he still alive? Well, let's get him on the phone.
Who, Dolenz?
Oh, I don't know. Pledge just put he's 80.
Oh, well, he's a young whippersnapper.
Still alive.
Still alive.
Mickey Dolenz. How about that? Yeah, we may have to work on a guest appearance since you're disappointed that wasn't signed for you.
I can't say that I'm disappointed.
So,
Mickey, I had no idea that there was a Monkee from San Antonio.
Yes.
None. I mean, because you think about some of the big stars that are from San Antonio, like a Christopher Cross or Kevin Martin from Candlebox. There's not, a lot of people don't realize that, and I had no idea somebody from the Monkees was from here.
Yeah, his name's Michael, I don't know how you say it, Nesmith?
Sure.
It's not Nesmith. It's not like the Pacers guy.
He was the guitar player.
But he actually died back in 2021.
Oh, so he's dead. Thanks, Pledge.
Now, it says he was born
You just said he was 80.
No, he's talking about Mickey Dolenz.
Oh.
Talking about the dude from San Antonio. Although it says here on the Wikipedia page that he was actually born in Houston.
Yeah, maybe he grew up here.
Maybe so.
Who knows?
Well, it's all right. It's, it's fun to relive the old days. I just feel bad for you.
Why?
Well, because I know you were looking forward to that.
I wasn't. I mean, that's the beauty of it. I had no idea who it was.
Well, now you do. Mickey Dolenz. You should go and get on your Spotify or Apple Music or whatever it is you listen to and just have a little Monkees radio time.
Jump on eBay and get you an autograph photo?
Yeah. Well, I was like Mickey Dolenz. He was kind of the
So you knew who this was as soon as you heard the name?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's scary.
He was kind of the I
Think
don't know
about what you're saying.
I don't know if this is proper English or not.
It's not.
He was like the alpha of that band. Because Davy Jones was a little wiener. I mean, he was a good-looking dude, but he was
a little wiener.
But he was kind of a,
little goofball.
Well,
little.
How do I say this in 2025?
Yeah.
Quit being a wussy.
Yeah, tell me, Joe. How?
Well, I mean, I just, he was
I can't.
not manly. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
He could have played both sides of the field, maybe?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I look, all the girls love the guy. I mean, he was a handsome fella.
But did he love all the girls?
Well, that's the question. We posed that question on Friday, and I don't know if anybody truly knows. And, that wasn't something you actually came out of the closet in the 1960s and 70s too much, I don't think. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. But, yeah, Davy Jones was from England. So there you go. That'll tell you everything you need to know.
What does that mean? Wow. I'm not sure what that means either. I seem to have missed a lot on Friday.
Friday was, it was a Friday. This fun day.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And thanks to Iris, she made it even that much more fun.
Gave you some good show prep.
She did.
Because that's like, okay.
No, it was fun. I'm a little disappointed for all of us, actually, because I thought, we'd be getting a nice autographed poster.
Well, you got one. It's just
Mickey
from
Dolenz.
Taste of the North Side.
Well,
from Marty Leal. Same thing. It's actually probably more valuable.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Marty's great.
I got to tell you, I caught a little bit of the fellas this morning on the cuddle.
Uh-huh.
And the series is over in the NBA, as far as they're concerned.
Well, it is.
It's over.
It is.
No, it's not.
Of course.
Well, see, that's what I love about NBA fans, and it's how we all are. The series goes with the last game, right? So Oklahoma City looked great last night, so they're obviously going to win it all. Indiana doesn't have a prayer now. It's over.
Well, Halliburton keeps playing the way he is. It is.
Rick Carlisle. Remember that name. We're going to get into the NBA Finals. He'll make the adjustments.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
We're talking NBA Finals. Do you think it's over?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm asking you. Do you think it's over, or is Indiana still alive and well, especially since they're headed back to Indiana? We'll see, and we're talking about it when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GREEN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GREEN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GREEN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Nigel, why does our office look like a casino?
I call it employee engagement.
Folks, right now is the ideal time to hit the jackpot on comfort with Quarter Moon's Lucky 7's AC tune-up. It's just $77 for a complete 7-point inspection.
Excuse me, bossman. I've got a good feeling about that slot machine next to your desk. Joel, I couldn't get an advance on next week's check, could I?
Call Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC and Heating for your Lucky 7's AC tune-up. Just $77. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004. On May 19th, 2025, Alpha Media Licensee, LLC, licensee of KTFM 94.1 Floresville, filed an application with the Federal Communications Commission for the transfer of control of KTFM's license from Alpha Media Holdings, Inc. to Connoisseur Media Holdco, Inc. Members of the public wishing to view this application or obtain information about how to file comments and petitions on this application can visit publicfiles.fcc.gov and search in KTFM's public file.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, Select Quote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call Select Quote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
Select Quote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates, other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. Divorce is tough. It's emotional, challenging, and can upend everything you've worked hard for. But here's the truth. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control and protect your financial future. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about protecting what you've built, securing your assets, and ensuring you have the resources to move forward with confidence. You've worked hard for everything you have, and we're here to help safeguard it and avoid unnecessary losses. If you're serious about protecting yourself through the divorce process and securing your future, Barton & Associates is the team you need by your side. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.
Wait, he needs a couple more contracts.
Yeah, apparently. Wow.
We're talking about Dickie V.
86 years old today. And with that, ESPN gives him a brand new contract.
Well, it's a great country, isn't it?
It really is.
It really is a great country. So he wants to broadcast, you said, till at 100?
He's 86. His new contract apparently will take him through the 27-28 season, which make him damn near 90 and give him about 50 years with the company. But he says he wants to be the first guy to do a game when he's 100 years old.
Wow. Well, if anybody can do it. I mean, that guy's been kicking cancer's butt for a while now.
Absolutely.
So that's good. Good for that. You know, I went to Houston this weekend, left here after the show Friday, drove to Houston, and one of the best things about doing that's going to Buc-ee's.
Mm-hmm.
Love Buc-ee's, right?
Yep.
So I got to stop there whether I need something or not. Well, I'm just reading a headline here. It says, mayor of a small Colorado town resigned after he called people that were opponents to a proposed Buc-ee terrorists.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Poor choice of words.
I think so. Wow. Okay.
Who would be opposed to the beaver?
They're in Colorado, dude. They don't know.
They need beavers in Colorado.
Well, they do, and I'm sure they have some.
Yes.
I love going there. Love going there, dude. Got a bunch of beef jerky and just good stuff.
You know, it's a good thing there was construction between here and Seguin, because that's the problem with the Buc-ee's when you're driving to Houston. You're only an hour down the road. You don't have to pee yet unless you're Joe, unless you have a lot of construction. If you got a lot of construction in Seguin, which there's a lot, then
horrible.
Buc-ee's can't get there fast enough because it's time to pee.
Well, it's horrible. And I actually waited, in Luling. I mean, how far is Luling from Seguin? 20 miles?
Yeah.
Something like that. So it wasn't too bad. But whether I need to stop there or not, you got to stop. I mean, it's a law, I think, now in Texas.
I don't know.
You have to stop at Buc-ee's because on the way back, we stopped at the one in Katy.
Well, sure.
So,
but you were coming from Lake Conroe. You'd been in the car for an hour.
I had been in the car.
You had
for
to
a while.
pee.
I had to.
Yeah.
Always.
Makes sense.
It does.
It does.
Cleanest bathrooms in the world.
There you go.
Oh, Buc-ee's. That's for sure.
This Dick Vitale story's got me thinking about something.
Okay.
You listen to and you see Dickie V, it's a big-time college basketball game.
Sure. Uh-huh.
And there was so much talk over the weekend about how the finals broadcast just felt like, I don't know, a March broadcast, a January broadcast. There's nothing special about it, and part of that's the broadcast crew right now with, there's already talk, are there going to be changes with Doris Burke and Richard Jefferson next year? They won't even get through this finals. And, no logos on the floor. And so last night they superimposed logos on the floor, which I don't know. When you're watching the broadcast as a consumer, did you feel like it didn't feel special enough? Or is that kind of a media-driven because the media kind of said, dude, this just doesn't feel big enough?
Well, I mean, some cheese ball or balls complained, and so that's what you're seeing. I didn't even notice it in game one that there were no trophies out there.
Well, but honestly, when it was pointed out that there was nothing special, you kind of go, yeah, I missed the big trophy logo like we had in San Antonio.
Right.
The player introductions. The broadcast doesn't have that big game feel. And it was pointed out after game one, but watching game one, I don't know that as a individual, I was like, well, they're not doing anything special. Right?
I didn't notice that either,
But
honestly.
when some of the national media critics started pointing it out, it kind of created a bit of a firestorm. And, Adam Silver said, okay, well, we'll superimpose some trophies and move them around on the floor, which then I thought looked cheesy.
It did look cheesy. But, and that game last night was kind of, because it was never really in doubt.
Yeah.
But look, to Oklahoma City's credit, they knew that was a big game for them.
Yep.
You can't lose that game and go back to Indiana down 2-0. That's why I don't buy all this, oh, wow, Oklahoma City looked great. Like the heat was on them. Indiana did what they needed to do in game one. Would have been nice, I'm sure, to get another one, but but that's the way series go, especially in the finals. Whoever wins the last game is the greatest team on the planet, and they're going to win it all. And that's just the way it goes. It's been that way for as long as I've been covering basketball.
And it will stay that way.
It will always stay that way.
Although Indiana hasn't won a Game 3 yet this postseason.
They have not.
They have not won a Game 3 yet. And what we saw last night, and honestly, I don't know at what point, well, when Richard Jefferson called time of death, was probably about the right time.
Yeah.
But up until then, because Indiana has been so good at coming back, at no point until it was obvious could you really say, yep, Oklahoma City has this one in the bag.
No, you can't, because they've been so good at coming back from big deficits, and you can't count them out. Although last night was a little bit different. I thought Oklahoma City's defense was superb, even better than normal last night. They were just fantastic, and I mean, they bottled up Halliburton. He couldn't do anything.
What's scary is Hallie said that's exactly what Oklahoma City does.
No, I mean, this is who they are defensively. They got a lot of different guys who can guard the ball, fly around. They're really physical, force the officials to, let us play a little bit more. So just got to do a better job playing through there. I think I've had two really poor first halves. So, I just got to figure out how to be better earlier in games. But kudos to them. They're a great defensive team, but, watch the film, see where I can get better.
Well, I think it's obvious to me. And because you've got some guys that are wearing Pacer uniforms, I think Halliburton's got to be more aggressive. I just think he's deferring too much to everybody else, trying to get everybody else involved. And if he's your guy, I don't think he is the only thing, not like an SGA on Oklahoma City, but if he's your guy, he's got to be more aggressive and get involved in the game a little sooner than what he's been doing the last two.
Well, the question really is, why has he had two kind of pedestrian first halves? Aggressive offensively. When the game is on the line, he's going to ask for the ball. But
right.
Where's that energy? And I understand, he's an assist guy. He wants to get everybody else involved. But at the same time, you need a different player in the first half. What you're getting in the second half, you need in the first half, and you need that for 48 minutes. And he doesn't really do that. Settling for a lot of threes, and would they take 43 pointers last night? They made
did.
14 of them.
Yeah.
Hallie said, they got to get some twos as well.
Yeah, I think we just got to do a better job of getting to the paint. it's a lot easier said than done. But I feel like in the first half we were just moving the ball on the outside, and I don't think we had a single point in the paint in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. So our offense is built from the inside out. We got to do a better job getting downhill. They collapse and then make plays from there. But I thought we could improve a lot there. But yeah, man, they're flying around. They got great point of attack defenders. They got great rim protectors. It's a great defense. So we can do a lot better job, and we'll watch the film and see if we can get better. Going into Game 3.
Well, look, Indiana lives and dies. I mean, they shoot a lot of threes anyway. They got to make them. I mean, that's what's going to put the heat on Oklahoma City. But look, Rick Carlisle is the guy. I mean, to me, he's the better coach in this series. That's hard to argue. He's the better coach in this series. He's the more veteran coach, and he's going to come up with a game plan. I mean, the first thing he said, obviously, you got to make it tougher on SGA.
Shea, you can mark down 34 points before they even get on the plane tomorrow, for the next game. I mean, the guy's going to score. We got to find ways to make it as tough as possible on him. Williams played really well tonight. All their guys played well. And so, we're going to have to do a lot of things better.
And again, they will, but I don't know, the intangibles. SGA is so good. He's going to get there. He's going to get to the free throw line. He's going to force his way there. He's the MVP. He's going to get the calls. But then when you get a guy like Alex Caruso that's going to show up with 20 points.
Well, that's not going to happen every game.
Yeah, but it seems to happen in the postseason for this guy.
Well,
and
I
again,
like him too.
When they need it, they're able to find other guys that are going to deliver. So even if they make it tougher on SGA, what's Jalen Williams going to do? Chet Holmgren is going to be able to score. They're able to hit from three, and last night they were just as good from three as Indiana, which isn't very good, but they were there, but they were able to drive the paint. They were able to get to the free throw line. They get the calls, and they build the lead and they clamp down defensively. They're the better basketball team, and what we saw in Game 1, a collapse, unexpected. And I will give you, Rick Carlisle is the more veteran coach. I don't know that he's the better coach. And I'm curious to see what Dagnall's able to do.
Dude, he's the better coach.
Maybe. I don't know. I look at what Dagnall has done all season. And we don't know him like we know Rick Carlisle. And dude's got a championship trophy from his time with the Mavs. I mean, more veteran coach. Is he better? I mean, we'll find out this series. But I like the strings that Dagnall has pushed all year. And one of the things he said, his team was aggressive, and they will be aggressive in Indy for Game 3.
I just think you have to understand against them because of the pace and because of the three-point shooting. There's a variance element to every NBA game in this NBA, but certainly in the games that they play. And I just thought we were the aggressor tonight for much of the game, even when we had a lead. I thought the guys did a really good job of keeping the foot on the gas. Especially defensively. I thought we really amped it up on that end of the floor. There's a couple times where we got off track on both ends, but we were able to course correct pretty quickly. So I thought the guys did a really good job of just recognizing when we weren't where we needed to be and getting there quicker.
And they had to. I mean, that was a huge game for Oklahoma City. Obviously, not a must-win, but it was a huge game for them.
Must-win.
It was a huge game for them. There's no question. And they played like it. I'm not taking anything away from Oklahoma City. I'm just saying I think to say that Indiana's dead and this series is over I just think it's way, way too early for that to even say that just because Oklahoma looked so much better last night. I think it's really premature.
This could be very much like, 2005. Spurs, Pistons. First couple of games, just blowouts either way. You didn't know what was happening. I haven't seen anything over the first two games that makes me want to rethink my Thunder and 6 pick, right? They split. Now, granted, before the series started, I did not expect Indiana to win Game 1, but I'm not surprised. But then again, Indiana can't win a Game 3 to save their life, so we'll see if that trend continues. But nothing I've seen over these first couple games has me rethinking Thunder and 6.
I still think the Thunder will probably win this series. I'm just saying I don't think you can count Indiana out because this is the kind of team they've been all year. And they come back, they're resilient, and I think they've got some players that can play. I will give you Oklahoma City has got better talent up and down. But there's something about the Pacers. They just find ways to win. And I'm not ready to concede the fact, especially when the series is tied 1-1 for goodness
1-1.
sake, and they're going back to Indiana for 3 and 4.
All I want, and I said this before the series started, I want the longest possible series. I don't think this goes 7. Give me 6. I'm not on board with all the people that were thinking sweep or gentleman's sweep.
Right.
Gentleman's sweep could still be in play, but I'm not overreacting to what I saw last night. And one of the things that I did see from Rick Carlisle last night that I thought was smart, although a little surprising, is when he knew they had no chance, he got his dudes off the floor.
Sure.
And the thing that surprised me about that, and it had nothing to do with I needed like 2 more points from Hallie on my underdog. Just 2. They've been so good at comebacks that no lead ever seemed safe, but I thought Rick Carlisle pulled the plug pretty early last night, which tells me he knew his guys didn't have it. Why expend the energy when you know you're not going to win? That surprised me a little bit last night.
And they weren't hitting their threes.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's obviously a problem, too. I mean, you hit a few more of those threes, you got a much different ball game today, I think. The one thing about Indiana that I noticed, and I'm watching this last night, as much as Oklahoma City just tries to bury them, they just can't do that. Now, they had a huge lead, obviously, throughout the game, but I'm just saying to extend that thing to a 20 or 25, I mean, they're not able to quite do that yet. And so I think as long as you let Indiana hang around, then they've got an opportunity to come back. I think Indiana's going to shoot better at home. They'll make more of those threes than they did last night. And look, again, if you lose game 3, then, yeah, the heat's extremely on you. So, I mean, it's a huge game, and Indiana needs to play game 3 the way OKC played in game 2.
I am sure between now and the next game, you're going to see all the different stats. Winner of game 3 in a series tied 1-1 wins the series X number of times. I don't even know that I buy that necessarily in this series, or I'm going to take it to the bank. And again, to your point, how many times did you see the Thunder last night up 12, 14, 16, and then the Pacers cut it to 8, cut it to 6.
Yeah.
And then, then Oklahoma City would extend it back out. It's just the Thunder could never get over the hump. Will they at home? As SGA said, every game is different.
Every game's a reset, especially at this stage in the season. A series looks so different. We've had a series where we lost a game and won the next one by 40. We've had a series where we won 2 in a row by 20 and then lost the next one by 40. So it's like every game's a reset. And basketball reminds you of that. It's very humbling. It shows you that if you don't stay in the moment, if you don't come ready to play, no matter who you are, no matter what you just did, you can get beat and beat pretty bad. And we've learned those lessons, so we should be ready to go.
And they will be ready to go. What I hate, and I can't stand it, there's a comment or two on our YouTube page as well about this. This is the schedule of this thing. They started this thing out, Wednesday of last week, and Sunday's game 2. We got to wait till Wednesday for game 3. Now, after that, thank goodness it's a little bit different, but why would you do that? You got Wednesday is game 3. Game 4 is on Friday, and then you don't play game 5 till Monday. Why? No games on the weekend? No. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's all about television.
Well, wouldn't you think? It's Father's Day Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Think that.
And there a big golf tournament?
Well, there is the U.S. Open. That could be, I guess.
I mean,
but you could have it at night. I mean, you could watch the U.S. Open all day and basketball at night.
I am a little surprised because it's not like, I don't know, there's hockey going on that they scheduling conflicts in the building, but the schedule is kind of nutty. Although, because I always thought Sunday television, everybody wanted something on Sunday because the big ratings and for your local sports shows that are that night, the lead-in. I'm with you. I mean, to have a weekend of no basketball, it just seems odd.
It seems bizarre. I mean, it really does seem bizarre. Now, if it goes all the way out, they'll probably stretch a Game 7 into next Sunday somehow, some way.
I doubt it.
I don't know.
The schedule is set.
Yeah, it is.
And,
it is.
And if you remember, just because there's so much traveling media, back in the day when it was 2-3-2 and there was the days off because of travel and, all the media, you have the choice. I assume it's still this way. It's been 7 years since the Spurs were in this mix. I don't know if the NBA has changed rules, but, there used to be, although not cheap, but charter flights that the media could be a part of. Those tickets were way more expensive than, say, Southwest.
Right.
But that did help with the travel. especially with the national media, all the different. So I don't know how much that still factors into the scheduling, but it just seems, I don't know, goofy.
You think I'm kidding? If there is a Game 7, it is Sunday, June 22nd.
Huh.
So there you go.
And when is Game 6?
Well, Game 6 would be Thursday, June 19th.
So Thursday to Sunday. But
I mean, it's crazy.
But no game Saturday night, right?
No game Saturday night.
Which is good because Metallica's playing down in Houston.
Well, that's good. Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, it is. It's the schedule's ridiculous, though. I mean, it's not like you're traveling from Oklahoma City to Indiana. What is that, a 2-hour flight?
It doesn't matter. It's they pick the days for the TV, don't they?
I suppose. It just seems goofy.
I don't know.
That's ABC.
Well, and you got hockey going on as well. You got a game tonight in hockey you could watch.
I could.
But you won't.
Well, I don't even know. What's the series?
1-1.
It is.
Both games have gone to overtime. First game was overtime. Game 2 went to double overtime. And they've got a lot of travel in between. You going to watch hockey tonight?
No, Cardinals open up a series with the Toronto Blue Jays tonight.
And you would rather watch that?
I would, yeah.
You would rather watch June baseball than Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final.
I read a great headline today. The Cubs-Cardinals finally going to become a rivalry again. Not that it ever quit, but, I mean, they're both, fighting for the top of that division. So
yeah,
I may tune it in tonight. I've got the TV and all of that. Yeah, game. Okay.
Game 1 was Thursday.
Not
same thing.
Wednesday.
It's the same thing. It was days ago. It felt like. They got to stretch this stuff out.
I suppose. I guess. But if it goes to a Game 7, think about that. The draft is 3 days later.
That's fine.
Wow.
That's fine.
Okay.
Give me more basketball.
I agree.
Because the last thing we need to do is talk about Cardinals baseball.
Or Edmonton Oilers hockey, for goodness
sake. Well, what
sake.
about the Florida Panthers?
Even them, too.
There's hockey tonight.
Yeah.
And Metallica on Saturday. Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it. Hey, do you whisper in your wife's ear good night when you go to bed?
I don't necessarily whisper, but...
You tell her good night?
I do.
But if she's out of town, will you call her and tell her good night?
It's part of the rules.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. All right.
And you do the same.
Well, I'm just wondering. Did Micah Parsons get married? I wonder. We'll talk about that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First, I got to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. Love talking about Stevens Roofing. They're the absolute best in the business, and there's no better time than right now before it gets really, really hot outside, and that sun is pounding down on your roof day after day after day to get that thing checked out. And it's really easy to do. You just call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net. Schedule your free, no-obligation inspection. They'll go up there. They'll take a look. I mean, they will look at every aspect of that roof, and they'll come down and give you an honest opinion. If they think you need a new roof, they'll tell you. If they think there's a part or two that needs to be repaired, they'll let you know that. They'll even come down and tell you, you know what, your roof looks great. No problems. Have a nice day. We'll see you when you do need some work. That's just the kind of folks that they are at Stevens Roofing. Family-owned company, local company, and they've been in business in this part of the country forever. And they've got a lot of satisfied customers to boot. It is incredible how good they are. In fact, I think they're the best in the business. Stevens Roofing and Solar. Give them a call. Get that roof inspected. 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, we'll figure out what Shaolin Temple Wemby's at and what skill set he is perfecting.
And OTAs get started, mandatory OTAs in the NFL. Does Micah show up? And I guess we'll keep waiting patiently for the next NBA Finals game. Don't be late, party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Mandatory minicamps kick off around the NFL tomorrow, including your Dallas Cowboys. Hi, everybody. This is the Blitz, a 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. That's Jason. And James Pledger is in the glass box of fun laughing at something.
Well, I mean, his choice of bump back music. Knowing that we're getting late-night phone calls between Micah Parsons and Brian Schottenheimer.
Whoa. What's happening there?
I think it's hilarious.
I think it's creepy.
Why?
Well, when you're going to hear it here in just a minute, and it's creepy as hell. And I'd love for everybody to tell me what you think of this. If you haven't heard it, whether you're on our YouTube page at San Antonio Sports Star, get Jason at Jason Minix on Twitter, at Joe Reinagle 210, or if you want to call in the old-fashioned way, 656-3776, 656-ESPN.
Now, there's a TikTok challenge going on that Micah participated in about calling people and wishing them good night. Now, a lot of times you have coaches will check on players, right?
Sure.
You know, there's, 3 in the last week, former Cowboys who were seemingly in trouble when they played with the Cowboys and still in trouble now that they're not with the Cowboys.
Wow.
They probably have lots of coaches calling to check on them every night. So Micah, he did a late-night check-in with Shotty.
What up, buddy?
What up, Coach?
What you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, I just wanted to say goodnight.
Okay. I love that, bro. What's going on? You all good?
Hell yeah. I just feel like, as player to coach, just checking in on you, mental, say goodnight, hope fans well, see you Monday, excited about next week. Just a good night.
Well, good, man. Well, hey, look, I know this is weird for everybody, man, but look, you're handling everything the right way, bro, and this thing's going to get worked out. And, again, I'm thrilled to see where we take this thing, man. We're building something special, and you're going to be a huge part of it, bro.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, Shotty. Take a shotty from me when you get a chance, man.
Hey, I'm drinking a shotty right now, man. Get ready to hit it. Turn it for the night, brother.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I appreciate the call, man, for real. And I look forward to seeing you Monday, and it's going to be a great week.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
I don't think Shotty knew how to handle that.
Well, I don't know what time the phone call was made, but it was obviously late, and he's having a nightcap. His favorite drink's called a shotty.
Right.
There are a couple things that I found interesting about that whole deal. Whoever was filming that goes in on the phone, and it says shoddy head coach. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't update my contact very often, right?
Right.
I'm going to guess somewhere in my phone it still says Ryan Eagle, Ken's 5, right?
Probably,
I mean, that's just
sure.
But it says shoddy head coach. So did Micah not have dude's phone number for the last couple of years when he was the non-play calling OC?
He didn't need it.
You would think you would still have it, right?
Well, I don't know. Would you get every coach's phone number? I don't think I would.
Anybody with coordinator? Maybe. I honestly, I don't know.
Well, now, Shoddy was not the real coordinator.
I mean, his title was offensive coordinator, and there was a time Micah wanted to get some snaps at running back, so you'd think he'd had his number in there just to, hey, what about this? Fullback dive on the goal line. Here's a video clip of the refrigerator Perry. We could do this. I'm just blown away that it said shoddy head coach. And immediately, shoddy, man, I know things are weird for everybody.
Including me right now with this phone call. He probably just got it. I'm assuming he didn't have it, and he just got it when he became head coach. And Shoddy probably call me anytime, Micah. And I think Shoddy, when you listen to that, and I've listened to it a few times now, I think Shoddy thought that Micah maybe is feeling a little down, a little depressed because of this whole contract thing.
I mean, if you're a manager and you have an employee that calls you late at night and you're hanging out in your pajamas and the phone rings, first thing you think is something's bad.
Sure.
Right? You don't normally call me this late. Something's bad.
Yep, something's happening.
Hello? Oh, yeah. All good. Yeah. All right. I mean, it was weird.
It's creepy. I like it.
It's
bro.
Creepy.
Bro.
What, I mean, that's how he talks. What do you mean? It's not creepy.
It's creepy.
Fred on YouTube is asking if it was a video call. No, just like a normal phone call. He's got it on speaker, but he's being filmed. And the other part, you wonder how Shoddy is going to react when he sees that conversation gets posted by Micah Parsons. Because Micah knows it's being recorded. Shoddy does not.
He does not.
Now, in the journalism world, there's some rules against that kind of thing.
There are.
In the TikTok world, there are no rules. There was nothing said that I think would piss off Shoddy.
No, there's nothing. But I'm just wondering if does Micah break that to him today and say, "Hey, Coach, I was just messing with you. There's this TikTok thing going on." Because obviously, Shoddy had no clue. He just thought he just thought they were bonding.
Now,
that they were tight. Wanted to give him a kiss goodnight.
Now, how would you react if Pledge calls you at 11 o'clock at night to tell you goodnight?
I would think that that's creepy as hell. Yes.
Good night, Joe.
Yeah. Creepy as hell.
I mean, what if AJ calls you at 11 o'clock at night to tell you goodnight?
He might.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And that'd be creepy as hell.
Yes. Well, AJ's pretty creepy anyway.
I mean, any call from AJ.
Yeah.
Sure. Or Rob, right? I mean.
Well, Rob, I would, because, Rob's kind of the sensible one. And I'd say, well, what's going on? Is something wrong?
11 o'clock at night?
Yes.
Somebody calls you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just called to wish you good night?
I'd be very weird about that, especially the next time I saw him. I'd be a little like, okay, buddy. Woo. Yeah, I mean, that's just weird. And the way he was saying, Coach, I just called to say goodnight. Dude. I mean, grown men don't do that.
But maybe they should.
They don't.
Maybe they should.
No, they really shouldn't. They really shouldn't do that.
I mean, you got to check on your friends. Make sure everything's good.
I'm okay with checking on friends and saying, hey, how you doing, man? I know you had a rough day or this. And just checking on you, make sure. But I'm not going to tell you good night.
Why not?
I'm not.
Why not?
Hey, man, I'll see you tomorrow. Glad everything's all right.
But you wouldn't say good night?
No.
So when I'm going to bed tonight, if I just shoot you a text that says good night?
You can do that if you want.
I mean.
And if you do, you're going to get a foot picture back.
Dude, it's not Fetish Friday. When your wife's out of town?
Yeah.
Before you go to bed?
Uh-huh.
Do you call her or text her good night?
Sure. But she's my wife. She's not my boss or my head coach. Yeah.
But every night.
Sure.
I mean, them are the rules.
Well,
right? When we're at Super Bowl every night, no matter what time we get home, both of us are in the kitchen still drinking, calling our wives to tell them
absolutely
we made it home safely.
But again, we are married.
Yes. Not to each other.
Not to each other,
no.
but two women, and one each, by the way.
Some things don't need clarifying.
Okay. And so, but I wouldn't like Dax. I'm not going to call him at 11 o'clock tonight, our boss, and say, hey, Dax, just want to say goodnight.
I think you should.
Well, I'm not going to.
Actually, the one person in this group that would actually do the TikTok challenge is James Pledger. So, James, it's your job tonight to call Dax, our boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or Lance, actually.
I'll call you tonight. Don't worry.
Call Lance.
Now, Lance, that would be
the
hilarious.
big boss.
Yes, that would be hilarious.
But that's the whole point of going viral. You call, especially in very masculine type people that would react very.
Oh, so that's the challenge.
That's the whole point of the challenge, is to get the reaction of someone who is in a masculine field or very masculinely stereotyped, and get their reaction to just a guy friend calling them to tell them good night.
Have you done this?
Should have called Jerry.
Well, Jerry's probably asleep. Have you done this challenge?
I haven't done it, but it's been blowing up on TikTok for a while.
All right, so tonight, your call, dealer's choice, Dax or Lance.
All right, Joe, expect a phone call.
No, Dax or Lance. And there might be lunch involved if you actually have the balls to call Lance at 11 o'clock at night to wish him good night.
There might be a really good lunch involved in that.
Lunch ain't worth losing my job.
You're not going to lose your job.
What are the odds if I'm calling him at 11 o'clock at night, I'm waking him up?
Probably pretty good.
I would say not at all. I'm sure he's a night owl.
Yeah.
All right, call him at 9 o'clock before he goes to bed. Maybe 8 o'clock, just to make sure. I don't know what time Matlock is on.
Is he a Matlock guy?
I don't know. I'm stereotyping.
I'm wondering. I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe MASH.
Matt, well, yeah, sure. Although there'd be reruns. It's a hot lips died.
We all know Lance. No, you guys listening have no idea who Lance is, but he's our big boss here. And what?
Yeah, that's even better.
What?
That one's really good. Well, call Shelton.
Yeah, Victor Barrera on our YouTube page. It's called Shelton. Now, that would be funny.
That would be really funny.
Greg, how are you?
See,
just called to say goodnight.
Here's the thing, Victor, and you're right. That would be. But you guys know grumpy-ass Greg Shelton. He's a teddy bear compared to Lance when it comes to calling at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night.
Dude, I don't even have Lance's phone number. I couldn't even do that.
You don't have Lance's number?
I don't have Lance's number.
You guys don't have? I'll share it with you.
You better ask him about that.
I'm not. Or Shelton, but Shelton won't get you to lunch like Lance. And you can call all three. And we're not talking DQ tacos either. I mean, we'll get you a really good lunch.
Like what, a belt buster?
Steak fingers.
Steak fingers, my gosh.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Exactly. I think you're onto something. So this is like a real TikTok challenge.
Yeah. Much safer than the Tide Pods.
Since I haven't participated in any of the TikTok challenges.
You know what TikTok is, right?
Yeah, I won't be participating in this. Are you kidding? My girl Livy Dunn's on TikTok. What are you talking?
You want to call her and say goodnight?
Yeah, you should call her and tell her goodnight.
Yeah.
He just watches
where
Livy Dunn videos and has a good night.
Where are the Pirates tonight?
Who cares?
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Well, to me, that was creepy as hell. But I'm glad there's another TikTok challenge out there. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Couple of things, though, before we go, talking about the Cowboys. Jaire Alexnder released today by the Packers. I think would be a great fit for the Dallas Cowboys.
I think he's worth kicking the tires on, but as their GM said, I mean, we're used to playing without the guy. He's always hurt.
Good point.
And now, granted, Cowboys have brought in a lot of guys that kind of fit that bill. A lot of guys
Trayvon Diggs, for example.
Well, I mean, you look at a lot of people they brought in, low risk, high reward. They've got to work out, but I mean, depending on what his contract is, maybe. I mean, it's worth kicking the tires on, but dude is hurt a lot, which is why Green Bay is cutting him loose.
Well, the Cowboys need to do something, and I don't know what they're gonna do or how they're gonna do it, but they need to do something. Texans strike again. I think this Nick Chubb thing could be a really good move for them.
I mean, sure, it's. Is it official yet? Did he pass his physical? He's expected to pass his physical. 1-year deal. Nice 1-2 punch if it works out. You just wonder if Pierce becomes available, and he would. So I don't know. It's a great move by the Texans. It's one that we've talked about it. I wish the Cowboys would bring him in for a look and see what you're doing, and that's what Houston is doing.
They're doing it, and they're going to sign him for a year. And well, you got those two running backs. That could be a deadly duo for the Houston Texans. Certainly could be. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm just glad that we're inching closer to football season, because what's sad is after the mandatory mini camps, we got nothing till the real camp.
But it's just a couple of weeks. Then we'll be in Oxnard for our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage. Can't wait to get to Oxnard.
I am looking forward to that. Yes, sir. I am
right around the corner.
It really is. It's not too far away at all, is it? That's for sure. Hey, you lost all your weight. You didn't use Ozempic, did you?
No.
Okay.
I had weight loss surgery.
Well, it's too bad.
Why?
According to recent reports.
Weight loss surgery, same thing.
Well, no. I don't think. Well, it's maybe because you can see better. I'm not sure that's what this is.
You'd be surprised.
Ozempic apparently has another benefit.
Yes.
Other than losing weight, if you are a male person. We'll tell you what that is when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747. Or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide, up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between. License number 149. Call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the college athletics landscape is going to be changing. The NCAA's House settlement has been approved. That ushers in a brand new era where schools can directly pay athletes. Schools are going to have a projected salary cap of $20.5 million for all sports in this coming year. UTSA Roadrunners, well, their Cinderella run through the NCAA tournament came to an end. They were swept in the Super Regionals by UCLA.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And it is a Monday, a happy Monday at that. Happy to be back on the radio here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Minix is back, fresh with his Mickey Dolenz autograph poster.
Love it.
Very happy about that.
Beautiful.
So, glad he's back. James Pledger is here as well, and we're happy that you are taking some time out of your day to spend it with us. We appreciate that. However you may be listening, whether that's on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page or on the radio, the old-fashioned way, or any of the number of apps that are available to you to listen to this radio program. Did you have a good weekend?
No.
Yeah, you were sick all weekend,
sick
weren't
all
you?
weekend.
Jeez.
Nothing worse than a summer cold.
Yeah, that sucks. That really does.
It sucks.
That really does suck. But sorry about it. I had a great weekend up in Lake Conroe. It was a lot of fun. Had a good time.
You have had more wedding-related weekends, and the wedding isn't even until November. The amount of work for somebody who's like, I got nothing to do with it, I just have to show up. You've had a lot of wedding stuff.
Well, let me just explain something to you that I've been married a couple times before this one.
Yeah.
So
5 daughters.
Yeah. This current wife, Maggie.
Current and last.
Yeah, I'd like for that to be the last.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'd really like you to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the way it works, dude. So I'm just saying.
I got you.
So if you Lake Conroe, because we had to check out this hotel that all the family wants to stay in, or whatever the case may be. They're still looking for a rehearsal dinner.
So it was a recon
spot.
mission.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
The hotel was nice, so we stayed there Saturday night and hung out, and it's a nice place.
Now priorities: good hotel bar.
Yes.
Stay open late.
Yes.
All right, good. Check.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
Had a nice pool. So,
you won't need that in November.
I won't need that. Maybe not. Who knows? But it doesn't matter. It was fun Saturday.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that. Yeah.
And you're on Lake Conroe.
And Lake Conroe is right there.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So beautiful part of the country. I'd never been there up in that area before. I've been to Houston a million times.
Well, sure, but
never up in Lake Conroe.
Oh, so. Yeah, and not far from Sam Houston State University.
Actually,
Big Sam.
I feel I took the Sam Houston Tollway.
Yeah.
Does that count?
No.
All right.
No. Glenn, Joe ain't doing any fishing anywhere.
I'm not.
He's there to drink on a lake.
That's
It's a good lake day. It's a lake that still has water in it.
I like the scenery of the lake and a cold beverage or 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was good. It was good, and so it was a successful trip, as they say.
Did you get in the lake?
No, I did not. No, didn't get in. I really like to go for a little bit longer and check that place out and be able to see everything. But we're only there for one day.
I'm going to guess between now and wedding time, you're going to have plenty of times there to go check more things out because
very well could be.
The one thing about your great wife, Maggie, she is a planner and doesn't like surprises.
No, she does not.
And if there's a reason to go check something out in person, I'm not taking your word for it, she's going to go do it.
She's going to do it, yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to go along for the ride.
Yes, honey.
Yes.
Whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
Now, no worries about getting into the water, right? Because that's a good lake. Unlike the Arkansas baseball players, they jumped into something, and now they're worried about health as they get ready for Omaha.
Well, they were saying antibiotics might be needed. So they win their super regional. I think they were playing Tennessee.
Yeah, they beat the hell out of the balls.
They got all excited and went, and only one guy did, though. He jumps into this I don't know, it's a mud pit is what it looked like. And
it looked like an area where just runoff collects.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, and I think he knew it immediately because when he stood up, there's just mud hanging all over him, and none of his teammates went after him.
When I first saw the article, I was thinking it was something like a tradition like in San Marcos, where they go and they jump in the river. It's fun. It's what they do. And then I saw the video, and I realized this guy got carried away, and all his friends are like, you dumbass.
That's exactly, because he looked back around, and it's like, kind of, where's everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
But it was bad. It was bad. So I'm sure he's going to be fine. And if he's sick, well, he's the only one. So I guess they'll be okay.
Well,
hopefully he's not important.
They're going to Omaha.
They're going to Omaha.
Yes. Great run for UTSA baseball. They are not going to Omaha.
It really, and we're going to hear from the Roadrunners.
Yeah, Pat Hallmark.
Coming up in just a little bit. But yeah, I was disappointed. I thought they would play better than that. But you know what? We said it, UCLA's a good ball club.
They couldn't get their bats going.
Yeah.
That was the big part, and some defensive lapses. But I think J.J. Perez said it best. Don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that it happened. And, that was a great tweet because this was an unexpected run for UTSA baseball. It is kind of weird, though, that College World Series is happening and no Texas team is represented.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know when that's ever happened. I guess it happens, but I don't know. I really would like to be talking about UTSA going there, but it's all good. It's all good. U.S. Open's this weekend. I don't think they're going to have to worry about alligators.
Are you sure?
I don't think so. Where are they playing the U.S. Open? Pledge? He doesn't know.
Oakmont.
Oakmont, that's right. That's,
where's that for those
Michigan,
of us that don't know?
I think it's in Michigan.
Well, all right, no alligators up there. Not in Florida. But I guess if you're from Florida, you've been in Florida long enough, you golf in Florida, you see an alligator, you don't freak out. But if I saw to me, it's like a snake here. Like, I don't want to see a snake on the course, and I don't know if I could calmly sit over a putt knowing there's a snake on the green or drive knowing there's a snake nearby. I want nothing to do with the snake, yet these gators, and every time there seems to be one, they go viral. I don't get it.
There's video of this. So I guess this he's putting, and his buddies are taking video of this giant alligator. Guy just continues to putt. It's not like anything. The alligator, he doesn't want anything to do with those guys.
Uh-huh.
So he just walks on by. Now, I would be okay with that, I think. Now, if my ball's close to the water, the hell with it. I'm taking the penalty stroke. I'm not going down there and swinging at it.
Why not?
Because I like my legs. I don't want them getting chomped off.
No,
not doing it.
I'm not either. Speaking of incredible golf shots, are you?
Oh my gosh!
I know you're not a fan of Phil right now, just because of
he's a liver.
Yeah, that. Did you see his shot the other day?
I did.
How'd he do that? You're a golfer. I've watched that video 15 times. I have no idea what the hell he did.
Well, obviously he's a lefty, so the shot was harder for him because he is left-handed. So he had to, like, it's hard to even describe.
He's in the sand, not a real stance.
Right.
Like the ball is almost at the sand. So if you're a righty, it'd be easy. You'd be over the ball. But he's under the ball, standing weird in the sand, and somehow chips it over his head backwards and makes it.
Well, and there was an incredible break on the green because he hits it. And where he hit it was just perfect. You just see the ball just tracking the hole.
All right, hang on. Pledge, you're a golf pro. Explain to me what the hell happened.
All right, so it's about the angle of the lie. So the ball's way above his feet, and he's got the club face flipped wide open. And normally you can hit it straight up, but because of the angle of the slope, he's able to throw it behind him. He's done that before when he was on the PGA Tour. I believe it was at Scottsdale, if I remember correctly, at the Phoenix Open at the Waste Management or something like that. And he threw one behind his head onto the green.
Did he make it?
He didn't make it that time, but, I mean, it's still an incredible shot to be able to pull off.
Just to get it over your head.
I got to admit, the first time I saw it, the third time I saw it, the fifth time I saw it, I thought it was AI creating a video. Like, I wasn't sure if that was real.
Yeah, I didn't think it was real either. I did not think it was real. But it was, and an incredible shot. You got to give the old man credit. He still got it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he wears shorts and drinks beer.
He
plays in scrambles.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, no.
There's nothing wrong
Unless
with that.
you're a pro golfer.
You're saying if he was in pants, he wouldn't have been able to make that?
Probably not.
The shorts allowed him to do that.
That's it. Probably not.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? It was a live event, and there were people there watching.
There were?
There were.
Did you count them?
All 14 of them.
Exactly.
I don't know. It seemed like a pretty good crowd to see Lefty. I just thought that was crazy.
Well, they saw a hell of a shot, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wearing shorts could be a problem if you take Ozempic.
Not really. Not really.
No?
No.
Well, I saw a story today.
Now all of a sudden you want to get a weight loss shot, huh?
No, well, maybe.
Ain't no maybes.
I would have to do some more research on this, but the headline on this story is Ozempic users are claiming that Ozempic not only makes you lose weight, but it increases the size of your manhood.
Makes your penis bigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got a good 12 inches here that we can play with.
Damn.
This is not new. This has been going on for a long time.
Really?
Yes.
How come I mean, I knew that people that use Ozempic have, they're losing weight. I get that. But I didn't know it helped with the size.
Uh-huh.
So now, is that a problem? Because you said, you noticed an increase, but you didn't have a shed over your tool at that time. So, I mean.
No, there was something about it with massive weight loss.
Yeah.
And other things
get bigger.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, I did, and there's guys that are writing reviews on this thing,
mm-hmm.
and so
it's really not the review from the guy; it's from the guy's wife.
Well, I'm sure it is, but I mean, think about that. If that works,
mm-hmm.
I could lose a few pounds.
She didn't specify poundage.
Yeah, I could drop a few.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not in all seriousness. It's not just because you can see more.
See more wiener.
Don't we all wish we could see more wiener?
I knew that was. I mean, that was. I just put that ball on a tee.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Well, interesting. I don't know if that's true or not. If you're on Ozempic and you got a story to tell us, let us know. Wow, Joe. I can't even do that. Wow, Joe. Took my pants off. It was a monster.
Couldn't see it.
Ozempic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do you transition from that to Wemby becoming a monk?
You don't.
You don't.
You don't.
Is that the craziest story? And I don't know what the kid's into, but obviously he likes that kind of lifestyle, it sounds like.
He's exploring.
So we'll explore with him. And is there already a deal in the works with the Spurs and the Suns?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. We're talking about it all when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, injuries happen, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to Ortho Now. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
But do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and My Lowe's Pro Rewards members can save even more with limited time deals. Right now, buy one, get one half off select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams primer and ceiling paint. Plus, get free same-day delivery to your job site when you order by 2 p.m. Offer valid through 6/13, delivery by 8 p.m., subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. Don't get caught off guard. Contact Barton & Associates today and get your freedom back before Father's Day. TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, I like that. Big voice guy. The NFL is on 94.1. And I'm happy about that. All the NFL teams Especially, it's pretty much uniform, right? Everybody opens up their mandatory mini camps tomorrow.
Yep.
Which is good, including the Cowboys. Micah Parsons is there. Trayvon Diggs is there. So they will be in attendance for tomorrow, which is a good thing. I'm Joe Reinagle. I'm in attendance. Jason Minix is in attendance.
Sort of.
James Pledger's in attendance. So we're here.
We're here. Here.
Not sure about Wemby, though. Seen those pictures.
I don't know enough about what he is doing. I've read some things. It's a little concerning because, I mean, what if he decides this is going to be his lifestyle and that's what he wants to do now for the rest of his life?
That's a legit concern.
And I've read where people have gone on this 10-day deal and they don't come back and others do. He's always been very curious and always looking to learn and a little bit different. So this doesn't surprise me. At the same time, if you're going into a, whatever you call this, a 10-day retreat, why am I seeing so many photos? I mean, normally it's kind of an electronic free zone, right?
Yeah.
And again, I don't know enough about it, but anybody that watched White Lotus, the third season, where, the family's daughter wanted to go do that, all the concerns they have, I kind of have right now for Wemby. I don't know enough about it. And it almost seems like this wasn't part of the plan. One of the reports that I read was, he's over there supporting a French national team for their events, goes to the Great Walls doing stuff, but then changed all of his plans because he decided he wants to do this. So I don't know this, but it doesn't seem like this was part of his summer vacation plans.
No, I don't think so either. And it's bizarre how this kind of came out of the clear blue sky. I would imagine Brian Wright, Pop, R.C. Buford, somebody's been in contact with this guy, or he's.
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, we could just sit here and imagine him. Maybe, you're crazy. He's not going to quit back. I don't know. I mean, sometimes that gets in your head, and you want a different lifestyle, and you just never know.
I don't know. I certainly don't know enough to. I don't know enough. I don't. I mean, I've read articles just like you guys have.
Yeah.
I've seen different tweets. Does it surprise me that he would want to go on a retreat like this and, the interdiscipline and focus? And no. Doesn't surprise, but it just seems kind of just hearing or reading the one report that, he's put all his other activities on pause, all those other plans, his schedule, and sent part of his entourage home. That just seemed a little weird. Like, all right, what is he doing? Shave your head? Let's go. I don't know. I mean, it just seems like, I don't know.
Well, he did that.
Yeah.
That's one of the pictures that, I don't know, is TMZ standing outside of this thing? I mean, seriously, those guys seem to get everything. But the head shaved, we've seen pictures of that. Maybe it's just a discipline thing, and it's a deal that he wanted to do just for – they got to get his mind right. Hopefully that's the case. And, hey, if he's into that, that's great.
And again, I mean, I mean, it's just different. And
yes, it is.
And again, he's ours, so we react differently. When Aaron Rodgers went into a darkness retreat, you know what we all said. It's just different.
He's a weirdo.
I look. It's knowing Wemby is curious as he is as a young man and seems to do a lot of things differently than a lot of other people his age. This doesn't surprise me, but because it's in China and because I don't know. I mean. We've all heard stories about people that, they go on a retreat and you never see them again because they just adapted that lifestyle. And I know I'm being selfish thinking about my Spurs championships that I want to see them win. How does this affect that?
Well, and that's
selfish on me.
Well, no, but it's a legit concern, I think. I mean, look, I don't know what Wemby's into or, what his thought process is at the moment and what his thought process will be 10 days from now. So, I mean, look, I thought the same thing, and I don't want to – it's probably very remote chance that happens, but, I mean, yeah, it's a legit concern, I think. I mean, that's just kind of, well, different.
It is different.
It is.
And you wonder how that might affect the Spurs offseason plans because I've said for a long time, so have you, I think people will want to come play in San Antonio for Wemby. All the crap that we've heard from years that nobody wants to come here, that doesn't matter. That people are going to want to play with Wemby. One of those, and Joe and I disagree on this, Kevin Durant. See, I think Kevin Durant would be a great fit in San Antonio. Bill Simmons, just throwing spaghetti on the wall, says he thinks that deal is already done.
I wouldn't be surprised if KD to the Spurs is done already, and they just haven't announced it. It's basically they've agreed on specifics, and they'll just announce it the week of the draft. Don't aggregate that. I have no inside info. It just feels goes back to the Giannis thing. I think they're just going to trade for KD, and it'll cost a lot less. They'll be able to be really competitive and maybe even go a couple rounds in the playoffs, but they're also going to keep the number 2 pick and do it that way.
Okay, and I guess if going by what he's saying, if you want to keep the number 2 pick, and it seems like the Spurs want to at this point in time, then that makes sense. They can probably get KD a lot cheaper. But did you hear what he said? And honestly, even that, well, maybe they're competitive and they'll go a couple rounds in the playoffs.
Okay.
You're fine with that?
I am fine with the Spurs being a competitive team. And you take that as is there a move out there that you see that the Spurs could do that guarantees championships?
Well, no.
All you want to do is be in the mix. And Kevin Durant certainly does that. And if you're a couple rounds deep, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, it's not like Indiana was the 1 seed in the East, yet they're in the NBA Finals. So you've got to have a competitive team. What I like about the Kevin Durant thing is, one, short-term offers a lot, and you can still sign De'Aaron Fox. And I saw a report today around August 3rd. It could be a 4-year deal. If it's before then, it's a 3-year deal. Whatever the math is. So, but expectations are he's going to get signed. Wemby will get his deal in a couple of years, and so the Kevin Durant money would be off the books, and you still have the number 2 pick, whether you drafted Dylan Harper or do you flip that into something else. That's what I'm looking at, and you get that 3-point shooter that you need, and you still have the ability to go out and find a big.
Well, and look, by all intents and purposes, they like Dylan Harper. I mean, that's everything I've read. The Spurs like Dylan Harper. Now, I'm not sure these people that are writing these stories how they know that necessarily, but I know Spurs fans that we deal with and in the show, whether it's on our YouTube page or Twitter or people that call in, seem to want the Spurs to draft Harper. So if that's the case and you get Kevin Durant and you can still keep the number 2 pick, even if you have to part ways with 14, then I guess everybody wins in that scenario. You've got a guy that people are saying is 1B, certainly, to Cooper Flagg, and if that's the case, if it turns out to be that way, then maybe that's the way that you go. I would like to see them add multiple pieces, and I think you could do that by not bringing a superstar in here like a Kevin Durant, and. I just look at the teams that are playing in the NBA Finals right now. SGA, you could say, is a bona fide superstar.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, there ain't.
No, they've got some really good and again, really good role players, but you also have, a superstar and they've developed the chemistry over a couple of years. Same with Indiana. There's some trades that were made for both teams, and then some acquisitions along with some of their draft picks. Chet Holmgren, is he a superstar yet?
No.
But he's in the finals in his 3rd year.
True.
And technically 2nd year because he won Rookie of the Year because he didn't play his rookie year. And so and he's an impact player. And that's, you look at the way these teams are built, and what I look at Oklahoma City, the fact that they still have the ability to go get better because they have so much capital to be able to do that. That is, if you're the Spurs, the team you're trying to build to knock those guys off. And I know there's other good teams in the West, but right now the benchmark is Oklahoma City, and it's going to be Oklahoma City for the next couple, 3, 4, 5 years, which do you wait until they start to deteriorate to try to take them down? No. I want to go after those guys now.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. They're the standard right now, but there are a lot of good teams, and as long as that Joker guy's in Denver, they're going to be a player. Ants in Minnesota, he's only going to get better. They're going to be a better team. The Suns, I think, will go away for a while once they lose. They'll have Booker, and they'll have to try and rebuild around him. Houston's not going anywhere. They've got some young players. They're going to get better. Dallas now, I think, with Cooper Flagg coming there and what they've got, they're going to be better. This West is unbelievable. So what I'd like to see is if you could raid some of those good players from the Eastern Conference and bring them over here. And I'm talking about Brooklyn. I'm talking about some of the teams that are looking to rebuild and get draft capital. That's what I would like to see. And I just look at these two teams that are playing in the finals right now, and I love the way that they went about building their rosters. You look at Oklahoma City, it was both. It's draft, it's free agency, and it's trades. Indiana's the same way, exactly the same way. It's not all of one, drafting and developing, and I just don't think that's the way to get it done in this modern day era. And I say that, Jason, to say that if you just look back at the history of the Spurs, that's how they built their championship teams.
Well, and again, you've got back-to-back Rookie of the Years in Wemby and Steph Castle.
Sure.
They've done a good job, obviously, in drafting, but they've got the ability with the draft capital that they have amassed over years to be able to go out and do a little bit of both. And, again, there's no – I don't know. There's a right way and a wrong way. I guess you could say that, but the Spurs have the ability to do it in multiple ways because they've got tradable players and they've got picks. You know, somebody on the YouTube chat said, what about Giannis? If the asking price for Milwaukee is players and picks, it's too expensive. And I don't see the Spurs doing that. If it's one or the other, then maybe you're having more of a conversation. But right now, the cost of Giannis just doesn't seem to match up.
Well, you're looking at that number 2 pick.
Yeah. And again, there's a lot of value there. And again, if all Milwaukee wants are a bunch of picks, but you can't give up all those draft picks and a bunch of your players and feel like, you've got Giannis, but what else do you have to continue to build? And you just know the Spurs will have a plan to be able to – they're not going to overspend. The De'Aaron Fox deal is a prime example. The Spurs got that done for so much cheaper. Now, a big part of that, De'Aaron Fox had Sacramento over the barrel because he only wanted to go to San Antonio, and they made him happy, and they did what he wanted. But the Spurs got him a lot cheaper than I thought that they would be able to do that deal.
Absolutely, and they're going to sign him. He's going to be a Spur for a long time to come, I think. Giannis is an interesting thing. Number one, does he leave Milwaukee? And that's, I think, a big question mark. Number two, if he does he want to come to the Western Conference? I mean, there's another thing. He may want to stay in the East right now. So lots going to play out over the next couple of weeks as we get closer to the NBA draft. But if Bill Simmons is correct and everything's already been worked out, that's going to be interesting. And if that's the case, we'll know, I think, a week or so before the draft. I mean, that stuff will start to leak out. Again, he said he had nothing to base that on. He's just throwing spaghetti against the wall. But if that is the case and that's happening, and if it happens, it happens. I mean, I'm not going to say poo on Kevin Durant. I wish they would do something else. But if that's the way they go, that's the way they go. And obviously, I'll be a huge fan, as I have been for many, many years. I was a huge fan of the UTSA Roadrunners, too. Dad Gummit and Pat Hallmark, all of them. We had Pat on last week and started talking about facilities. He needs facilities. He talked about that in his pre-game press conference. Same thing. He was asked the same question. And then in the post-game press conference, when they were knocked out of the Super Regionals, guess what he's talking about? facilities. We're going to hear from him when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, guys, summertime is here. You got your activities, vacations, just playing around in golf. You want to make sure you've got the energy to keep up. You don't want low testosterone draining your energy. Now is the time to go get TRT with Synergenics and Low T Center. Trust the experts. Synergenics and Low T Center have been changing patients' lives for a combined 25 years. They understand what guys need. They are in person, and they make it easy to get started with the quality of care you deserve. So book that initial appointment at fixmylowt.com. Right now, the consultation is free, the T-test is free, and it's fast. They have an on-site lab. Process your test quickly, and if you qualify, you can start treatment that same day. Think about those online TRT services that you see cost you a lot of money. Then you spend a lot of time with unreliable test kits, wait for days to get those lab results, and that's before you even begin treatment. They say you meet with a doctor, but sometimes that person isn't on screen. With Synergenics and Low T Center, they've got locations conveniently located across San Antonio. You can do the white glove in-person care or medically monitored custom dose TRT at home. And if you're just looking to lose a few pounds, they offer prescription weight loss medication that makes that super easy, and you'll receive a free B12 shot on the same day. Most major insurances are accepted. So book that appointment now. You have no excuse. Go to the website, fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, we'll figure out what Shaolin Temple Wemby's at and what skill set he is perfecting.
And OTAs get started, mandatory OTAs in the NFL. Does Micah show up? And I guess we'll keep waiting patiently for the next NBA Finals game. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
John, what do you think about these tariffs? What do you think is going to happen? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. The prices on used cars have suddenly come up because the cost has gone up. And at GimmeTheVin.com, we're paying more. Go to GimmeTheVin.com, put in your license plate, and see for yourself. We're paying more today than we were yesterday. Remember, the tariffs have raised the car prices, and we are paying extra. GimmeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer. Sell us your car.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
South Texas summer is no joke. With temperatures in the triple digits, your roof takes a beating. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're local, family-owned, and ready to help. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from a team that knows South Texas weather. Whether it's commercial or residential, a small repair, or a whole new roof, get peace of mind with Stevens Roofing. Call 210-785-0994 today. Stevens Roofing has you covered.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Huge news. Right now at Wendy's, you can get a Son of Baconator for just $3. I don't think you understand this situation. The Son of Baconator is only $3 for a limited time. You know, smoked bacon, rich melted cheese. That Son of Baconator is only $3. Thank you to whoever wished upon that star. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii, not valid on a combo or in third-party delivery platforms.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Well, good news for Texan fans. Nick Chubb has passed his physical. So he's going to sign a one-year deal with the Houston Texans. So he's good to go. So I know Texan fans, you're happy about that, aren't you, Pledge? Yeah, Pledge is happy.
Dude, if he could be anything like what we expect him to be, that's a hell of a 1-2 punch.
Ooh, Mixon and Chubb? Gee whiz. That sounds like nasty.
Well, remember they
sound like a nasty movie, didn't it? Mixon and Chubb?
Well, remember they added in the draft Woody Marks, so they got a Mixon Chubb Woody.
Oh, well, there you go. Or
sounds like a bad law firm.
Yeah, that's that could be yeah.
You imagine the Jim Adler type commercials for that law firm.
The Texas Chubby.
Is he the hammer?
I guess he could be.
Or the screw.
It could be. Wow. Mixon, Chubb, Woody. Wow. Houston's going to be fun to watch this year. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Over the weekend, did you see this, Jason? The House settlement is finally done. The judge finally approved that thing. So the colleges now can start paying athletes.
It's going to be interesting. And again, no surprise, except for how long it took the judge to come up with this. Now the question is, how does all of it get implemented? The big schools, no problem. They have their plans, and they're going to spend that $20.5 million. Smaller schools like a UTSA, where's it going to come from? And everybody is trying to get money. But it also means you can buy your way to a championship. Congratulations to the Texas Longhorn softball team. They won their first ever, which is kind of surprising, their first ever national championship in softball. They beat Texas Tech, who had their best season ever because they had $1 million pitcher. What I find interesting is their softball coach, his name is Jerry Glasgow, talking about his pitcher's $1 million deal and wondering why it got so much attention.
I think it's interesting. You watch Ohio State in the men's football game, national championship game. You don't hear any announcers talking about NIL. They just don't talk about it. And yet, Ohio State had one of the highest 2 or 3 NIL payrolls last year in college football. I wonder why we talk about it for a female athlete.
That's a really good question, and I guess I really didn't even think about that until he brought it up. But I guess you're right. The fact that softball players making $1 million, holy cow!
It was a big story when she left Stanford and went to Lubbock. They gave her, and it was a big story during the tournament because she agreed to come back next year for another $1 million deal, 7 figures. I think that's why it's a story. But I mean, Coach, you're right. In football, we all know those guys are making a lot of money. And it is proof, though, that you can buy a championship now or come close to it. Ohio State, you could say they did. Texas apparently has a payroll this year. Maybe it's 40, maybe it's not, depending on what you want to believe. But they're expected to win a national championship, or at least favored to going into the season. They've got the players to do it. Texas Tech has their best ever season in softball. It is a story, I think, partly because it was a major investment into a player in what is known as a non-revenue sport.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. But it got them close, I guess, to a national championship. They came up a little bit short, but still, look. Again, I think college, whether it's with this young lady in softball or it's tennis or baseball, as we're seeing now, or whatever, it's all going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And the problem that you have, and if college administrations are just going by what makes money, and that's where you're going to spend the most money, they're going to have a hard time selling that, I think, to some people, and that could present some problems.
Well, and again, you look at the House settlement today. Now, we had Lisa Campos on last week, the UTSA athletic director, and she said that every time she meets with the coaches, some of their NIL needs change. She brought up tennis. At one point, they weren't into NIL. Now they are. Baseball. What does baseball need? Well, Pat Hallmark has taken this incredible UTSA season, And I believe just based on what he said, because they did it, he started on this show saying, you know what, we need help, and we need a stadium for people to come watch. You know, the product on the field is worthy. Now they have to have a seat that's there. And he continued talking about that in Los Angeles. They get beat, post-game press conference. He's not shy saying, we need help.
When I got to Rice, Rice was UTSA when I got to UTSA. Now as a player, this is when I was a player at Rice. We had a concession stand that was a trailer. Our concession stand at our ballpark right now is a trailer. Exact same concession stand. I'm talking at Rice now, I'm referring to 1994. This is when I was at Rice in 1994. It's a different ballpark now, thanks to Wayne Graham. But I was there when Wayne Graham did what he did as a player, and then I left, and I came back to Coach Graham once he had built the thing into a dynasty. So I know what the blueprint looks like, but we need help. We need help from the people that run the school. We need help from the athletic director. We need help.
Well, and he's right. Look, that baseball field's horrible. It is. But nobody's thinking about that because the concentration is on football, as it should be, because that is the most revenue-generating sport of any university. Most of them, I'd say 98%, 99% of them for sure. And then you're looking at basketball. And then you're looking at whatever. And look, the ladies basketball team at UTSA had a hell of a season.
Yep.
But they were having to push people to come watch, right? They wanted to break a record. They did, I believe. And but it took some effort to get that done.
It took a lot of effort. And you look at this incredible season for UTSA baseball, and they generated a lot of money. I know April Ancira and her husband Jason did a $10,000 match challenge, and April posted that this run, they did this over a couple of days, $22,571 was raised for UTSA baseball, and that's what they need to do. But when you're talking about getting a stadium, and by all accounts, and I don't think either one of us know enough about the area, just talking to Pat Hallmark and talking to Lisa Campos, the field itself is fine, and there is room out there to put in a decent stadium, not just a couple extra metal bleachers to make it fit about $1,000, but where you could build some sort of nice concourse. And I watched more college baseball over the weekend than I have in a long time, to be honest, and seeing a lot of these other stadiums, it doesn't seem like it would be that hard to do. And quite frankly, you look at a lot of the 6A programs, they have better facilities than UTSA. Some of the 5A programs have better facilities than UTSA when it comes to baseball.
Well, look, I mean, that's going on all over. Was it Northeast Side that just built all those new baseball stadiums over there? They're beautiful. And you've got the North Side Stadium right there by the football field.
Ferris?
Ferris.
Yeah.
What was I thinking about? Anyway, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And look, I realize they're a little bit easier to get done because they've got our tax dollars that they're spending, and so a lot more money coming in, where UTSA is a little bit different. But look, something's got to happen. The most interesting thing I heard Pat Hallmark say, Jason, and he said this on Friday during his press conference there. He said, these were his words, that we would rather have facilities right now than NIL dollars. Those are his words. He said that on Friday.
And again, I don't think he's wrong, because as he said, the player that he's recruiting are guys that are really good that Texas isn't looking at. And they just knocked off Texas. They played well in game one against UCLA. You look at what this program has done and the talent that's there. And what you're going to start seeing, and I don't know this, but I would imagine a coach like Pat Hallmark is going to get opportunities to go to a school where they have more.
Absolutely.
And don't be surprised if somebody like that leaves, right? And the way the game is being played right now, haves and have-nots, and when he uses what it was like at Rice when he got there in 1994, and that's basically what UTSA has in 2025, you realize how far behind UTSA is when it comes to baseball. And they've been good the last couple of years. Now, this year, they finally got that postseason win and made it to a super regional. Can they sustain that with the guys he's been able to bring in and what he's been able to get out of them? Yeah, they can. But also when you get a coach like that at a school like UTSA, who's to say a power school isn't going to say, all right, Pat Hallmark, you're up, and you get recruited up. Houston, he's got a lot of ties there. I believe they're looking for a baseball coach. Pay attention to that.
Dude, I guarantee you. I mean, look at all the attention Jeff Traylor's gotten.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be the same way when you win and you develop a program, especially when you're developing a program and you don't have the resources that some of these other schools have, you're going to get a lot of attention. And Hallmark's going to get attention, I guarantee you, because all of the Schlossnagle saying they're a real program and they've got real players, and he's developed this. And I think it's I don't know, man. He's going to get a lot of attention.
Now, you look at this house settlement rule. What I find interesting, there's a USA Today article that just dropped a little while ago. NCAA commissioners pledged to follow NIL rules governing college athletics after the settlement. Now, you read this article, and it's Sankey and the power ones. What NIL rules, right? I mean, hasn't that been part of the problem right now? But now that the judge has made the ruling, are they all going to come together and come up with some guidelines, some rules, some guardrails?
Well, I find it interesting because reading this article, it's weird. $20.5 million is the most you can go, right? But NIL collectives are still allowed, all right? So I did learn that today. But NIL deals, it says here, worth more than $600 are going to have to be reported and then evaluated to determine whether a deal has a valid business purpose and is within a reasonable range of compensation. So, I mean, who's going to determine that?
Well, there'll be a committee. But that's the problem. $20.5 million isn't a salary cap, because if the collectives are still there, all right, we've shared what we said we were going to share, but I still need money. So coach, GM, whoever, calls Rich Booster and says, you know what, I need $300,000 to get this left tackle. Okay, here you go. So you can circumvent the salary cap. And in this case, are they just paying to play, or is there a business deal, I think, is what they're trying to set up? And that's fine for the power schools, but what about schools in the American? You look at the American Athletic Conference, UTSA, and their deal is 3 years, spending $10 million. They don't have the same abilities. And our conversation with Lisa Campos the other day, while the UTSA will share X, they still need the collectives be able to go out and raise the additional monies. I don't know that there would be some sort of similar salary cap in the American, but they can't compete at the same level as the power schools like Texas or Texas A&M.
Which is why you need a national guardrail, a national rule, and they're trying to do that. I don't know if you saw this, and I find it interesting. Maybe it's something, maybe it's not. But Sankey, a guy by the name of Pete Bavacqua, who was with Notre Dame, they all played golf with Donald Trump yesterday to discuss the House settlement, according to this article. And it says the outing could trigger action from the White House, per a report.
Well, remember they had that deal that the committee was saving, right, that they put on pause. They need to get something going. And it is weird because nobody ever wants the federal government involved in anything, but it kind of feels like here you need to. But I'm still, no matter what happens for the power schools, Big 12, SEC, ACC, Big 10, they've got so much more money than everybody else. How does it trickle down and have a level playing field, if you will, for the group of schools, right? Like a UTSA. And again, I go back to, we need to go like high school football. You got a 6A Division I and Division II champion, a power champion playoff, and a non-power playoff. I just wonder if the non-power schools would want to go there, because the way it's set up right now, you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
You're saying there's a chance.
And everybody looks at the basketball tournament, and, you know, some of the smaller schools win sometimes. My problem is the UTSA is not even going to have as much money as some of the other schools in the AAC.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes down to, where it's just not right, and the playing field is not level. And again, I will give Lisa Campos all the credit in the world. She's hiring some great coaches.
Yeah.
She's doing a great job with that. But with that success, then you've got other problems that you've got to deal with.
Well, you've got to go out and raise money. All the money that schools have raised forever for facilities and whatnot is still there. Now you have to raise money so you can share your revenue. And your collectives are all trying to raise money.
Mm-hmm.
And you wonder at what point do either sports start getting cut because of budgets or staff, like at the University of Oklahoma, where they cut staff to be able to make this work, when you kind of feel like, how does a school like Oklahoma just not have all that money?
That was baffling when we saw that story. There's no doubt about it. It was baffling, and yeah, you can't believe that happened, especially at Oklahoma. I mean, that's that landman money, isn't it?
Well, I mean, that's Texas Tech with landman money, but you figure there's a lot of oil money
I would think so.
in Oklahoma.
There's got to be, right? I would imagine. I don't know, Jason. It's a problem, but it's going to continue to be a problem. There's no question about that until somebody, and if it takes the federal government to do something, then God bless them, do it. You get this thing right and get it done, because it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse, even with this settlement here today. That's just.
And hopefully UTSA made some money at their garage sale over the weekend. A friend of mine went just after 9 o'clock, and he said the hundreds of people were already in the convocation center.
9 a.m.?
9 a.m.
Wow.
Buying all the Adidas stuff.
Oh, wow.
And he said, the stuff over by football, you couldn't even get close to it. He ended up not getting anything because people cleaned it out pretty quick.
Well, good. I'm sure they raised some money.
Yeah, let's have a garage sale.
Hey, why not? It's the old-fashioned way,
Absolutely.
right? Absolutely.
But it worked.
Old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Speaking of old-fashioned way, dude, I'm driving to work today. I saw the damnedest thing on the highway. It's crazy. We may cause a shortage. I don't know.
What?
But we're talking about
stop.
it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Here in San Antonio in the Hill Country, our water is hard. It's harsh like some accents.
Hey, what's the matter with you?
Now that's harsh. At the same time, those that know have a Connecticut quality water softener and enjoy smooth, soft, pure, clean water like this.
Tú eres mi luz en la oscuridad.
Hard, harsh water.
Hey, use with the face.
Soft water.
El amor es como el agua que nunca se seca.
If you don't have a Connecticut water softener, you're basically inviting hard water into your home to beat up your appliances, hot water heater, and every pipe in your home. And if you can't live without your coffee maker, hard water damages it too. Call me for a free in-home water evaluation at 656 PURE.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Connecticut is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own.
License number 38961.
Did you know that 70% of divorces are filed by women? She's already thinking about it. I urge you, do not get caught off guard. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. Divorce is tough. It's emotional, challenging, and can upend everything you've worked hard for. But here's the truth. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control and protect your financial future. At Barton & Associates, this isn't just about getting through the process. It's about protecting what you've built, securing your assets, and ensuring you have the resources to move forward with confidence. You've worked hard for everything you have, and we're here to help safeguard it and avoid unnecessary losses. If you're serious about protecting yourself through the divorce process and securing your future, Barton & Associates is the team you need by your side. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, it's breaking this afternoon. The Houston Texans have come to an agreement with Browns free agent and four-time Pro Bowler running back Nick Chubb. Chubb has passed his physical. He will now sign a one-year deal to play with the Texans. Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs have showed up in Frisco as they get ready for their mandatory minicamp that will get underway tomorrow. And Jaire Alexnder is no longer a Packer. They let him loose today.
Sports Center brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylow.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And it's a very happy Monday, isn't it?
Sure.
Very happy Monday in San Antonio. Hopefully everybody's having a great Monday. It's a good Monday. I like it. It was a good weekend. I know you were a little under the weather. It's all right. But I had a good weekend. It was all good.
That's all that really matters to you.
It really is. I don't give a damn about you and what kind of weekend you had. It doesn't really matter.
I didn't barely leave the house.
Well, you probably like it that way.
Didn't get off the couch. No, I had all kinds of plans.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, I know you were cooking ribs on Friday morning. Did you make it to the party?
Yeah. No, see, I was voluntold to do some ribs for my wife's potluck at work. So I got up at 5, started the ribs.
Yeah.
And didn't feel great, but I was just thinking allergies.
Sure.
Got them done and, took them over to the hospital at 11:30-ish, whatever time frame, and dropped them off. Didn't get invited to the potluck.
Oh,
so,
you just had to make food and then leave.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I didn't even go inside. I mean, she met me in the parking lot, and I was like, all right, cool.
Well,
So I went and got some barbecue by myself over at a place called Garcia's Barbecue in the medical center.
Oh, yeah?
Because I've been wanting to try that
Good
place.
stuff?
It was good.
All right.
But it's one of those, it was a food truck, and now he's got a brick and mortar, but I hadn't been there.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to try it, but rarely am I in the medical center around lunchtime.
True.
So I made ribs all morning and didn't get any. So I was like, I'll go get some, but I just wasn't. I went home and crashed.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Boy, that's just kind of a bummer.
It really was.
Yeah, that really is. You don't even get invited to the thing. My goodness.
You don't know what this is like. Well, maybe your daughter's a nurse.
Oh, yes, she is.
I have no desire to go visit my wife at work. None whatsoever. There was an experience years and years, almost 30 years ago, and it's made me never want to go back.
How did somebody put on a rubber glove or what?
No, it's when she was working at university, and I was working at Ken's. So we went over there to have lunch, and she sat me in the back, and some dude threw up on my shoes, and I'm like, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, that's not good.
There's things going on there. I want nothing to do with that.
Dude, let me tell you something. I wish I'd bring it up now, but I have to tell you because I love my daughter Casey, but she's about pregnant as hell. I'm telling you, this girl is just like a blimp walking around.
You can't say that.
I can, and I just did. And I told her that too. Well, they always
You told her she's a blimp?
Well, I told her, yes.
Dude.
Well, not really, but I told her she was a good shade. So they go they take a family trip to the beach every summer, right? They'll get a little Airbnb. They go with some friends of theirs, so you have other kids and all that stuff. She posted a picture on her Facebook page of her just standing, and all it was the shadow. And I was like, dude, I could put a chair under you and just sit there all day and be cool as can be.
Dude, she's pregnant.
I know. This kid's going to come out weighing 50 pounds, for goodness sake.
You better hope not.
Holy cow.
I feel bad for her. And she's a labor and delivery nurse, right?
No.
Not anymore?
She was.
Or she was?
Well, she worked in the NICU.
Oh, NICU.
Yeah.
Same thing.
That's where she does.
Not really.
Not really, but yeah.
No, but yeah.
I don't know how she does that.
I don't either.
Seeing those sick babies and stuff. But, yeah, she's due in July. And, dude, she's huge. I mean, I'm not kidding. I'll show you a picture
Dude,
in a minute.
It's June. It's almost done.
I'm just telling you.
You can't tell her that.
Well, I did. And it's okay. She's used to it. She's used to it. But I thought she was like a shade, man, like an umbrella coming over, and you just sit there in the sand underneath her, man. You'd be fine.
Nothing like dear old dad to boost your confidence.
Well, look, I didn't go to the beach and wear a bikini. She did. Hey, that's on her. She's cool with it. I think she kind of likes being pregnant, I really do. I think she likes it. Look, dude, there's no way that I would ever want to do that.
Be pregnant?
No. I didn't even like it when.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the other way.
Yeah,
I had to deal with it every day. But, so, yeah, she's a good girl. She's beautiful. She's big.
Stephen Ledesma, please tell me she slapped you, Joe.
Well, I wasn't with her, Stephen, so she didn't have that opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to be so careful, right? You do. As a girl dad, you should know this. Like, my niece, Bree, is pregnant. We just found out it's going to be a girl. And she is starting to show. And she's still at that stage where she's trying to, because she's always in shape, and so she's trying to hide it. And she just can't anymore.
Can't do it.
But you can't tell her that. Or you will die, right? I mean, we all understand, except Joe.
Well, I don't worry about it now. I know she's pregnant. Did I ever tell you that story many moons ago? I was in a grocery store, and I was at the checkout line. The lady behind the checkout said, "Oh, when are you due?" She said, "Well, I'm not." It's like, oh, okay, have a nice day.
Again.
I was like,
I mean,
I was just trying to be nice.
No, you weren't.
I was.
No, because you don't know.
Well, now I know. I learned that lesson.
The hard way.
Yes, I learned it.
I mean, that really happened?
That really happened. That's a true story.
Some lady, some lady at HEB that looked pregnant.
She was checking out, or I was checking out, and she was
You were checking out this pregnant lady.
She was checking me out.
Uh-huh.
No, and she was a very nice person. Well, when are you due? I'm not. I'm like, you talk about the cartoon donkey. I'm telling you, man. That's I wanted to crawl into a hole and die.
Now I could see James Pledger doing that. I can't see you doing that.
I did it.
I can't. One, you're trying to be nice to somebody in public.
Dude, this was a long time ago. Things have changed. But I will never say that again. I promise you. But with my daughter, come on. I can say that.
Dude, Casey's going to kick your ass. And I'm here for it.
Well, right now I know I can run faster than she can.
I don't even know about that.
I guarantee it,
No,
man.
because you can't run.
Yeah.
You can't run.
One leg shorter than the other.
She can't either. She waddles.
Well,
it's
dude,
awful.
That baby's going to have explosive diarrhea all over you.
Probably will.
Justin Guerrero said, I did the same once, Joe. I learned my lesson.
I'm telling
Never
you,
again.
That's it, Justin. I'm telling you, man. You only make a mistake like that once.
Well,
in your
sure,
life.
but you really shouldn't ever have to make that mistake.
Well, you
right?
shouldn't. But I did. I mean, obviously, I'm not the only one. I'm just saying, dude. It's
Yeah, but you're smarter than that. I know Justin. I could see him making that mistake.
Well, I mean, I was a lot younger then, and I was pretty much of a knucklehead back in those days.
I mean, were you hitting on her?
No.
You're thinking, well, she's safe, can't get pregnant again.
No, I was not, but I just remember her being a very nice person, and I'm just checking out, just ready. I said, oh, when are you due? I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. Renee on our YouTube page says, he asked a gal, do you want to dance? She said, no. Do you want me to dance? I said, no, you look fat in those pants. Now, dude, see, that's just
what?
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Renee. I guess he's a six-pack in already.
Maybe. That seems kind of, although he's a dance teacher. So
he needs to explain that, and
that's bad, man.
I think he was in an establishment.
He was in an establishment?
I mean, that's what it feels like to me.
Oh.
Reading that.
Could
be. He was asked if he wants to dance.
No, he asked a gal, do you want to dance? She said, no, you want me to dance. I said, no, you look fat in those pants. Well, in those establishments, they're not wearing pants. Right?
Maybe he was trying to get her out of her pants.
Well, I mean,
with that line.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to get rejected. That's worse than when's it due? Dude. Because at least that chick realizes she's got a pregnant-looking body.
Well, I mean, and the I got the hell out of there as quick as I could. But
You think?
I wasn't sure if she had just had a baby.
Wow.
I mean, that's possible, right? Because you kind of keep that fat going for a minute till you get it off. So maybe she did.
Baby fat?
Yes.
How long are you going to give Casey to get that body back to cheerleader shape?
Well, dude, I don't care.
Yeah, you do.
That's up to her husband.
Well, no, that's up to you.
That's up to her husband, man.
God.
So they can figure that out.
Renee further explains, which is probably why he's still single. I got rejected, so I rejected her. Yeah.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah. So you were driving to work today, and
dude, the craziest thing. So I'm coming down the freeway, and I see all this stuff on somebody had spilled something. You could tell, right? And I'm kind of coming around a corner, and I see everybody slowing down. I thought it was like a bunch of those, white pipes looking that you put on sinks.
PVC pipes?
You say, yeah, like that. It was toilet paper. Somebody had dropped like 3 big boxes of toilet paper. And I mean huge. It's all over the freeway. All over the freeway.
Did you stop and get some?
No, I should have, but it was on the freeway.
Did you hit any?
I did, actually. Yeah, I did.
Be glad it was toilet paper and not PVC pipes.
Well, I know. That's what I was worried about. I was worried about that. But, so if you go to H-E-B tonight, there's no toilet paper. It's all over the damn freeway.
Stop. H-E-B's got plenty.
Well, I hope so.
Was it good quality?
Well, it looked like it was fluffy.
Well, I'm really dumb question. Were individual rolls just rolling around?
Yeah.
Or were they the packages of like 4 or 16? Were they Sam's or?
Well, no, I could see 3 big boxes on the freeway. So, big. So it must have been a bunch.
Like they were going to a school or something?
Yeah, perhaps.
They were individual rolls,
perhaps,
not packages.
But they weren't in paper. They were just on the freeway. But they weren't, where you buy a roll like a 4-pack.
Yeah.
Right? They weren't like that.
They were just individual rolls.
They were individual rolls. So I don't know what the hell they were doing.
And this was on Wurzbach Parkway?
Wurzbach Parkway. That's right before Perrin Vitale. I don't know if they got it cleaned up or not, but.
What do you think the odds are?
People running out there saying, free toilet paper.
Nobody is saying that.
They might.
Nobody is saying that. Although if you need to TP somebody's house, there are a
you
bunch
go.
of free rolls over there. That's kind of bizarre.
It was bizarre.
So that's probably not high-quality paper if they were just individual.
I have no idea.
Yeah, 1-ply rolling around.
There were 3 big boxes. But I didn't see anybody stopped like, oh, darn, that's me. I think whoever lost them just let it go. So
we've learned a lot this segment.
We have, and that's what we do here on the Blitz.
Don't just assume somebody's pregnant.
No, never do that. I will never do that again.
Joe's daughter, she's a strong woman. She is.
I'm not sure she listens to this show, though, so I don't know if...
Yeah, but she has friends. Somebody will tell her.
Probably.
What her old man said.
Well, that's all right. She knows it. She's huge.
Dude.
I mean, dude, I've seen a lot of pregnant people, but she's like, she's out there, man. I'll show you a picture during the break.
Dude, I almost can't wait. I almost can't wait. Good Lord.
Well,
there's free toilet paper on Paramvital.
Yeah, going out there.
Renee says it's probably going to
some.
Family Dollar.
Yeah.
That's so mean.
Could be.
That's so mean.
Well, the Indiana Pacers could probably use some of that toilet paper because they kind of pooped the bed last night.
Yeah.
They didn't do well. We've got a tie series, 1-1. Oklahoma City, as that thing shifts back to Indiana. We're talking NBA Finals when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
He's coming. Here he goes. Surprise! Your table saw broke. Also, the warranty expired weeks ago, so you need to pay for a new one out of pocket.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Oh, and the replacement part you ordered doesn't fit, so it's completely useless. What a waste.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Teams are battling for the championship, and there's no better place to get in on the intensity than ESPN Bet. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Watching Clorox cleanup spray dissolve tough grime in the shower feels like...
Wait, this really just happened? I'm shocked. Underwear and everything?
It feels like being able to zip up your overpacked suitcase on the first try.
Smooth.
With Clorox, clean feels satisfying. Clean feels good. Use as directed.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in focus and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Give me those sauces, grab the chicken strips, let's dunk them in there. There's nothing like it. Hey, I'm Joey. And I'm Josh, and we're team members at our local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing you'll love about the Chick-fil-A chicken strips is dipping them in our sauces. My sauce is the barbecue sauce. If you wanted to add sweet, tangy flavors, there's nothing like it. I love the garden herb ranch sauce, but if you want a little bit more kick in the spicy side, you can mix it with buffalo sauce. Dipping them in our sauces, it is perfection.
It's the summer of Chick-fil-A chicken strips and sauces. Order now on the Chick-fil-A app. Team members paid for their testimonials.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Well, I do, because I cheat.
Yeah.
Do you know who this is?
Now I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Guy's name's Louie.
He's the singer.
He is.
Louie the singer.
Louie the singer.
Louie the singer. Now, I know nothing about Louie the singer, but he's from Fort Worth.
Well, you know more than most people.
Well, I Googled him. He went to prison. He got out of prison, and now he's a country star.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Louie the singer.
You think when you're sitting in prison, maybe you come up with a better name. I mean, it's not like you don't have some time.
Well, what's wrong with Louie the singer?
I'm just saying. Louie the singer. I mean, come on, dude.
I don't know if his name is really Louie.
Well, it may not be.
I have no idea. His tour is called One for the Hometown. but he's from Fort Worth, but he is going to be in San Antonio, Aztec Theater, September 20th. You turn that up a little bit? Oh, you already turned it off. All right. Just trying to figure out his country vibe. Seemed a little...
Well, to know what it is, that song featured Paul Wall. He's done stuff with Mexican OT, is very 713 screwed.
Huh?
Almost a...
What?
People that know, like screwed up
I don't
style.
know. Explain.
Kind of like a banjo kind of thing, right? Like almost like a...
No. Screwed up style is slowed down music, rap in Houston. It is got a different feel than the rest of the world. The Third Coast rap just... It's got a different vibe to it. Louis the Singer kind of brings that country twang to a 713 Third Coast kind of rap.
But he's from the 817 in Fort Worth. You know, and so he's going all 713. I'm very confused now.
He's going with, Paul Wall and Mexican OT, and he's doing his thing, and his thing
who they are?
Follows
Paul Wall
Yes.
and Mexican OT?
Yes.
Okay. Nah,
Then again, I know the Deads too. But all right, Louis the Singer, September 20th, Aztec Theater. You want to go? Be caller 13. 210-656-ESPN 656-3776.
Wow.
You're confused?
Well, yeah. I wish, I just met Louis the Singer, and now I got to go find out who Mexican OT is, and was the other guy?
Paul Wall.
Paul Wall.
No,
Just
here's
listen to Grills.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Listen
Now, and if you don't win the tickets, buy them livenation.com. I tell you all the time, go to shows early and watch the opening bands.
Right.
Because what is it, Wednesday night, the Deads are playing at Sam's Burger Joint. Right? That's 3 chicks, rock and roll. I saw them opening for Candlebox last time they rolled through here. And they were really good. I added them to my playlist.
All right.
But they're still at the point where when they come on my playlist, I'm like, who's that? But it's good.
Okay.
Right? But that's how you get to know some of these bands is when they're opening and up and coming.
They're worth going out there Wednesday night?
Absolutely.
All right.
You want to go?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got some time.
You don't have to go take your daughter to dinner before she pops because you showed me a photo and good Lord, she's a blimp.
I'm telling you.
I can't believe I just said that.
I know it. I'm going to text her when I get home and tell her you did.
Yeah, she's really pregnant.
She is pregnant.
There is no doubt that is a pregnant woman.
Yes, she is.
You would not make that mistake. When's it due?
July. I don't know the day. Oh, she's actually having a C-section, so.
Well, yeah, obviously because
schedule. Yeah, dude, that thing comes out. That thing comes out of there.
That's your daughter, dude.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, that's
she's big. I'm telling you, but
there would be no way to for natural delivery is as you were saying, the weight of that thing.
Yeah,
the baby.
Well, yeah,
not that thing, the baby.
There's no way. And
no,
it's a girl.
That's a girl.
It's a girl.
It's a girl.
Yeah.
Or is there just one in there, or 14?
Well, when I first, because when I first saw her, when she first started showing, I'm like, damn, you're getting big early, right? The belly was just coming out, and I said, man, that's early. And I said, you sure there's not 2 in there? And she assures me there's not. And I've seen ultrasound of it too. So unless one of them's hiding.
Let me ask you a question. When you look at an ultrasound, do you have any idea what you're looking at?
Well, I can see a kid in there.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah, I can see the kid in there. Yeah.
Do you have to have somebody point out what's where?
Well, it's a girl, so there's nothing pointing anywhere.
Yeah, well, there's still 20 other appendages.
Well,
although you're looking as a guy, you're looking for 21.
Look, dude, I had to go to the gender reveal. Okay, so they shout out pink smoke, so I'm pretty sure that means it's a girl.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, I told you.
That chick is really, really pregnant.
She's out there.
I was not expecting that. I honestly, and I love Casey. She's great.
Gonna be a healthy baby.
I've known her for a long time. If I ran into Casey at HEB right now, based on that photo, I would not recognize her.
No. And the fact that she's comfortable enough, that's why I say I think she kind of likes being pregnant. She's comfortable enough to wear a bikini out on the beach.
Are you kidding?
All right, man, nothing else that would fit.
I mean, what is she going to have, a tent on? I mean, come on.
Well, yeah.
No, let that woman be. She needed to be cool.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty miserable if you're pregnant in the summertime. I think so, in San Antonio.
My daughter was born in August. There's nothing worse than having a pregnant wife through the hot summer months.
It's rough. Yeah.
And, you know, back then, I remember we used to have a kiddie pool in the back, and Joanna would just fill it up and just go sit in that. Yeah.
I don't blame her.
I won't make any. No, I won't make that joke. Not about your daughter.
You think I'm an idiot?
Yeah. Nope. Thought about it. Got myself. Love you, Casey.
Yes.
You look beautiful. Tell her she looks beautiful.
I will tell her that.
No, tell her she looks beautiful.
You look beautiful, Case. Just cover up
that
sounded
belly. So sincere. What?
Cover up that belly.
Wait, are you honestly, Dad, are you just mad that she was exposed to the world that way, just wearing a bikini with it all hanging out?
Dude, it's not like anybody's like, I don't know, are guys into that?
There's some, I'm sure.
And her husband was standing right next to her. So.
But, I mean, honestly.
And he's a big dude.
He is, but, I mean, it seems like you're more upset that she was in a bikini on the beach.
I'm not.
As opposed to just being on the beach.
That has nothing to do with it. Honestly, it doesn't. I mean, she's 30 years old, for goodness sake. I think that time's kind of over.
Yeah.
So she's fine.
You're going to send her to her room without dinner?
That's exactly
right. Take her
right.
phone away?
No, she's beautiful. She's my girl.
How about those NBA finals last night?
Thank you.
Oh, man. Oklahoma City dominates last night. Series tied 1-1. You think about the incredible comeback in game one. You kind of expected Oklahoma City to do what they did last night.
Yes.
Now a lot of the talk is, can the Pacers rebound and turn this into a series, or is Oklahoma City just going to run the table? And I think you're hearing a lot of that talk from those that thought sweep or gentleman sweep coming in.
Which I really hate that term, gentleman sweep. Don't you?
I mean, it's dumb.
It's dumb. It's really because there's nothing gentlemanly about winning in 5, much less 4. I guess it's a little more polite to win in 5 than 4, but I still don't think that's going to happen. Look, Oklahoma City did exactly what they needed to do last night. They had to come back and win a game. They don't want to go to Indiana down 0-2. So they did what they wanted to do. They came out, they played hard, they played aggressive. They were a much more aggressive team than Indiana, and it showed. But still, even with all of that, and as poorly as Indiana shot last night, as poorly as Tyrese Halliburton played last night, they still were within shouting distance at times. I mean, it would get the – I guess what I'm saying – look, I know it was a 16-point game. But, I mean, Oklahoma City, it seemed like, could have really just, punched them out of the boat. With
Indiana, you never know because they've been so good with comebacks. Even last night during the broadcast when Richard Jefferson called time of death, I thought that was a little premature. Although he turned out to be spot on, but pretty ballsy thing to say as an analyst at that point in the game, knowing what Indiana has done throughout this postseason. But it comes back to their star play. You look at star players. SGA, you know exactly what you're going to get. Halliburton, I don't know what I'm going to get from the first half to the second half. And that's a little concerning if you're the Indiana Pacers. Can Halliburton be aggressive early like he is late? I know he wants to get everybody involved, but it's the finals, dude. It's time to be a little bit selfish.
Yeah, they need him to be that way. They do. But when you looked at OKC's defense last night, they made a point to make him feel very uncomfortable. And Halliburton says that's just who they are.
No, I mean, this is who they are defensively. They got a lot of different guys who can guard the ball, fly around. They're really physical, force the officials to, let us play a little bit more. So just got to do a better job playing through there. I think I've had 2 really poor first halves. So, I just got to figure out how to be better earlier in games. But kudos to them. They're a great defensive team, but, watch the film, see where I can get better.
obviously he's watched a lot of Cowboy games and Jason Garrett, because they're going to watch the film and get better. And, even kind of says the same thing with, maybe they should actually go into the paint and try for 2 instead of settling for a bunch of 3s.
Yeah, I think we should do a better job of getting to the paint. It's a lot easier said than done, but I feel like in the first half we were just moving the ball on the outside, and I don't think we had a single point in the paint in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken. So, our offense is built from the inside out. We got to do a better job getting downhill. They collapse and then, make plays from there, but, thought we could improve a lot there. But yeah, man, they're flying around. They got great point of attack defenders. They got great rim protectors. It's a great defense. So, we can do a lot better job, and, we'll watch the film and see if we can get better, going into game 3.
We're going to watch the film. You got plenty of time to watch the film, Tyrese, because you don't play till Wednesday, for goodness sake.
It's a Monday.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it's Monday.
Well, they ought to be playing tomorrow.
Well, they should, but they're not.
Well, they should. Look, he's got to play better. He knows that. And what can he do? But I think a lot of that's going to rest on Rick Carlisle. I mean, honestly, to me, and I know there's a disagreement here, but I think he's the best coach in this series. Now, maybe that changes over a few years, but I think Rick Carlisle's the veteran. He's been there before. He's done this before, and I just think that he will come up with something. There will be some sort of adjustment, which there always is, which is the beauty of a series. Oklahoma City made the adjustments last night, did what they had to do. They played hard, and now Carlisle will have something up his sleeve for Game 3.
And he will, and again, I don't know that he's a better coach. He is a more experienced coach. He does have a ring. But I like all the moves that Mark has made for Oklahoma City, and I do expect the chess match. And what's going to be fascinating is, Rick Carlisle maybe gave a little bit of a tell, although no secret they got to make things tougher on SGA.
Shea, you can mark down 34 points before they even get on the plane tomorrow, for the next game. I mean, the guy's going to score. We got to find ways to make it as tough as possible on him. Williams played really well tonight. All their guys played well. And so, we're going to have to do a lot of things better.
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
Yeah.
Well, they are. They're going to have to shoot better, because while they want to score a little more inside, they like to shoot the 3. And I think what's happening is Oklahoma City is forcing them out there, making those 3 tough on them, and they're not hitting them. But I look, that's going to change. They're not going to be as bad in Game 3 as they were in Game 2.
Well, I don't think the Pacers have won a Game 3 yet this postseason.
They have not.
And the reality is, Oklahoma City's just a better defensive team.
They are.
And they're showing how good they are defensively. They don't get into big-time foul trouble, and they make it difficult, and you look at the things that Mark Dagnall wants to do and the adjustments he makes, and it'll be interesting because that's what's great about a series, and it's tied 1-1 going into Game 3. There's going to be adjustments for both, but some of them are planned adjustments to counter what they anticipate the other team doing. This is the beauty of the coaching matchup, but the players still have to go out and execute, and that starts with Halliburton getting involved. The fact that he only had 13 shots last night and, 6 assists? He been getting 8, 9, 10 assists a game, and he only had 6 last night. Now, part of that, you only get assists if the other guy makes it. But his teammates weren't knocking down the shots. But Halliburton's got to do more than 17 and 6.
Well, he does, but again, you're right. He needs help. Those guys got to make those shots. And again, I just look at this thing as, and I look, even Claymore on our YouTube page, Pacers are done. They're cooked. I just don't see that. I just don't see that, and I don't see how that you can realistically say that. If you want to say Oklahoma City's the better team, they're going to win the series, okay, I'll listen to you. But with what Indiana has been able to do throughout these playoffs, to count them out in a series that is tied at 1, I think is just a little bit, it's certainly disrespectful as hell, first of all. And second of all, I just don't think it's true. I think the Pacers will win. They'll win at least another game in this series. I don't think there's any question. It could very well be Wednesday night.
Now, saying that, I haven't seen anything that makes me want to back off my Thunder in 6 prediction. But if you were one that said 5, then you're staying with those arguments, and I think that's what you're hearing a lot nationally. Yeah, they got game 1. I don't think anybody expected that. They were 10-point dogs in that game, and they stole one in Oklahoma City. Can Oklahoma City win 4 straight? Sure, they could. But I think people that are saying that on the national stage are staying with their Thunder in 5 prediction, which is still very much alive.
Well, it is, and we'll see what happens on Wednesday night. I expect the Pacers to play better. Can they finally break that Game 3 jinx that they've had? That remains to be seen. But, I just think this is a better team than people are giving them credit. But I think Halliburton needs to be a little more aggressive, and I think he will be early in the game in Indiana. And we'll see if that makes a difference. Look, he's got to drive. He's got to get inside and then dish, and that's what they do. He said it himself, inside-out ball game. That's what they do, and that's how they play. So we shall see. Micah Parsons got a soft side. He does. Who knew, right, that he's got a soft side? The guy's he's a softy.
Good night, Joey.
Yes, thank you, Micah. We're going to hear Micah tell his head coach he loves him. He wants to wish him a good night. We'll hear from Micah when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Got to tell you about Connecticut quality water softeners, man. I want to brag on mine. I love it. I absolutely love my Connecticut quality water softener. It is head and shoulders better than anything else I've ever had, and it's not even close. It really isn't. It's fantastic. Everything is better. The showers in the morning are great. The clothes that I wear are cleaner. I mean, all of that stuff is just, it's fantastic. I love it. And I know all at the same time that I'm protecting my home. I'm protecting the appliances in my home with my Connecticut quality water softener. Look, it is the best in the business. They've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. All their products are made right here in the good old US of A. And I love it because you don't plug it in. It does not plug in, that's for sure. It doesn't run on electricity. It runs on that kinetic energy, but it provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And right now, they've still got it, and I'm quite frankly surprised, but you're going to get a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. They'll install it there. It's like having bottled water at your kitchen sink. It's fantastic. Also give you a $400 trade-in on your old water softener, and how about some free money? Everybody likes a little free money. 0% interest for 12 months. You heard me right. 0% interest for 12 months. You don't want to wait. Give Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country a call. The numbers to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, we'll figure out what Shaolin Temple Wemby's at and what skill set he is perfecting.
And OTAs get started, mandatory OTAs in the NFL. Does Micah show up? And I guess we'll keep waiting patiently for the next NBA Finals game. Don't be late, party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Out here, you'll find a community of hardworking creators with loyal followers, along with proud moments worth sharing. And farm to table, well, that's just supper. And whether it's a raised garden bed, acres of land, or something for your animals, we've got all the supplies and are happy to share a little know-how.
Welcome to Tractor Supply. Into life out here.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Divorce isn't failure, it's freedom. And when you have the right team behind you, it's a whole lot easier. Get your freedom back before Father's Day and avoid getting stuck with just half. Contact Barton & Associates now at texasdivorce.com. That's texasdivorce.com.
There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
It's not only Monday, it is a Mellow Monday. And we're going to be giving away a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom there at Stone Oak in 1604. We're going to do that coming up here in just a little bit. So if you're getting hungry, pizza sounds pretty good. I'm sure it does.
Had Mellow Mushroom last night for dinner.
I'm telling you, it's fantastic. It is fantastic. So somebody's going to get a $50 gift card to go visit our friends at Mellow Mushroom coming up here in just a moment. I'm Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix. James Pledger is here as well, and the Cowboys are all assembling at the Star in Frisco because mandatory minicamp begins tomorrow.
It does, and, it's interesting. Micah Parsons there today, so is Trayvon Diggs. Mandatory, Micah said he was going to be there, and as part of a TikTok challenge, it's going around. Micah called his boss last night to wish him good night.
What up, buddy?
What up, Coach?
What you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, I just wanted to say good night.
Okay. I love that, bro. What's going on? Y'all good?
Hell yeah. I just feel like, as player to coach, just checking in on you, mental, say good night, hope fans well, see you Monday, excited about next week. Just a good night.
Well, good, man. Well, hey, look, I know this is weird for everybody, man, but look, you're handling everything the right way, bro, and this thing's going to get worked out. And, again, I'm thrilled to see where we take this thing, man. We're building something special, and you're going to be a huge part of it, bro.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, Shotty. Take a shotty from me when you get a chance, man.
Hey, I'm drinking a shotty right now, man. Get ready to hit it and turn it for the night, brother.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I appreciate the call, man, for real. And I look forward to seeing you Monday, and it's going to be a great week.
Hell yeah.
Shotty probably went to bed going, Micah really does like me.
Mm-hmm. Then you realize it's part of a challenge.
It's part of a joke.
Now, but again, though, nice to reach out, make sure everybody's okay. A couple of things that I thought were interesting on that video. Now, it's not a FaceTime call, but somebody is recording Micah calling Shotty. And in the contact, it says Shotty, head coach, which I thought was odd because do you update your contact, or did he not have his phone number until he became head coach?
I don't think he had his phone number. He didn't have any reason to have it, right? I mean, unless they were just friends to begin with. But why would he need Shotty's phone number?
I don't know. He wants to play running back. Remember, you've heard him over years. Like, I'm always trying to get in there. I don't know. I just thought that was a little odd. Two, Shotty had no idea. I mean, you imagine you're at home, you have your drink in your hand, and you're chilling out, you're in pajamas, you're ready for bed, and the phone rings and it's Micah Parsons. Your first thought is, oh, bleep, what's wrong?
Yeah, exactly. And you're just hoping it's not something bad. And then he says goodnight, and Shotty's like, oh, okay. I think Shotty thought he was a little bit down in the dumps because of this whole contract thing.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like that, and Shotty's trying to get him worked up. We're going to get this worked out, and it's going to be fine. And so I hope Micah let him off the hook and at least told him, hey, this is a TikTok challenge. And although you might hurt his feelings.
Still, though, he called. I mean, I want to see him, call Jerry and say goodnight.
Yeah.
I mean, we've asked Steven before, Stephen Jones, who joins us every week during the season. I remember asking him one time, what keeps you up at night, or, first thing in the morning. He's like, you get calls from certain people and it's not good.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine, you think about the history of the Dallas Cowboys, the late night bleep phone calls that the Joneses have gotten through the years.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine? I don't know what time that call was made, but at bedtime, the phone rings and, Jerry sees Micah on the caller ID.
Oh, boy. Call the lawyers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's not good. Well, we'll see. And I'm sure Shoddy's going to be asked about that tomorrow. So we'll see what kind of an answer he comes up with.
Let's hope. But it does make me wonder. Pledge, play it again from from the beginning.
What up, buddy?
What up, Coach?
What you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, I just wanted to say goodnight.
Okay. I love that, bro. What's going on? Y'all good?
Hell yeah. I just feel like, as player to coach, just checking in on you, mental, say goodnight, hope fans well, see you Monday, excited about next week. Just a good night.
Well, good, man. Well, look, I know this is weird for everybody, man, but look, you're handling everything the right way.
Like, you're 30 seconds into a conversation, and the first thing, Shoddy, Micah didn't bring up contract, but it does make you wonder, how weird is it for Micah to go into that building holding out, knowing that he's not going to do the things that he should be doing, but wants to be doing because of the business side. The fact that Shoddy immediately went right there. Hey, man, you're doing everything the right way because at least you're here, at least you're present, at least and it will all get worked out. You just wonder the burden that Micah carries into the building today and tomorrow when practice begins because damn well he wants to be out there.
Well, yeah, but it's a mandatory minicamp. He's going to be just fine.
Well, no, but just from the mental aspect of things, the fact that Shoddy goes right there.
Well, he thought he was upset.
Yeah.
It's clear. And Micah sounded like he was upset, kind of just down.
Yeah.
He wasn't an upbeat guy at all. So, I don't know. It's TikTok. I've never participated in a TikTok challenge. Have you?
No.
Have you, Pledge?
Well, he did the Tide Pod one.
He ate the Tide Pod?
Well, of course he did.
Wow. How was that?
Well, exactly how you think.
Well, I did the Glizzy challenge.
Dude, stop with the Glizzy thing.
Pledge right. is always up for a challenge. That's why tonight he's either going to call Lance, Dax, or grumpy-ass Greg Shelton and wish them good night.
I think that's a great idea, and you have to record all of that, Pledge. You got to do it. We need content tomorrow.
Yeah. I think you should call AJ. You should call Rob. Now, Rob won't answer, but you can call him.
Yeah.
Well, since it's y'all show, y'all should be the ones calling to provide the content for said show.
That's what you're here for.
Yeah, and you're the producer.
Yeah.
Produce some content.
All right, I'll hold the video camera and record you calling him.
I don't want you at my house that late at night. I'm not barbecuing enough food for you.
Dude, and I'm not calling. Well, I'd call Rob. I'd tell Rob good night. Rob's a good dude.
Dude, how many times have we stayed in the same house? You figure between training camp, which is a week, Super Bowls, which are a week, and we're in a beach house. You've been here 3 years, so that's 6 weeks at least. We've shared a house.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've ever said goodnight once.
I don't think so
People
either.
just disappear to their room.
That's all it is. Yes.
Good night, Joe.
So
it's not like what was that old TV show where everybody said good night? That never happens.
John Boy,
yeah.
The Waltons.
You just look around and Rob will just disappear, and at some point, I don't know.
Well, it doesn't have to be going to bed. Rob just disappears anyway.
Well, that's true, and you just hope he's in bed, but you have no idea. Little House on the Prairie. It's none of that kind of stuff.
No, it's really not.
You don't say goodnight in person, so you're not going to call them.
Look, and maybe I'm just not in the 2025 guy, but that's not something guys do. You don't just call up out of the clear blue sky and say, Coach, I was thinking about you. Just want to say goodnight.
That's why it's a challenge. Everybody's going viral for the reaction of the people getting said call.
Well, then have fun, Pledge. Sounds like you're up for this. I'm not doing it.
Now, on our YouTube page, and you guys can always chime in on YouTube, John says, please call AJ. And then he says, let's get a poll up. I assume the poll is for who should Pledge call tonight. Should it be AJ? Should it be Rob? Should it be Big Boss Lance, who makes grumpy-ass Greg Shelton seem friendly, or call Greg. So Dax has been eliminated, right? Now, I would say let's eliminate Rob because Rob's not going to answer his phone. Right? Rob won't answer his phone.
He won't.
I mean, I was talking to Rob the other day, he called me, I called him back, and he said, I'll call you in 20 minutes, and 3 hours later, I got a call.
That's funny. Yeah, get that poll up. I'd be interested in seeing Pledge.
Yeah. I mean, it's for Pledge's homework tonight.
Yes.
You call Lance the big boss, who nobody has the balls to call. Nobody. Dax, who would probably freak out thinking something's wrong.
Yes, and there's no doubt.
Oh, that would be the freak out call. Greg would just be a bunch of bleeps that we would never be able to air, but entertaining. In AJ, who the hell knows what you're going to get?
He'd probably invite him over.
He might. Although AJ's family, I guess, is in town now. So,
they're here
you
now.
know, yeah, I mean, and if you listen to AJ, he might be in the middle of something because it's been a year.
Yeah,
so,
he could be. Well, he's made some trips back and forth.
Well, you know, but
to take care of business.
Yeah.
Plus, if they're still in an apartment, you know.
Are they in the apartment or they get the house? I don't know.
Who should?
No, that's a bad poll. I can tell you, I'm not doing it.
That's a great poll. What are you talking about?
Pledge, you follow directions. I know that's sometimes difficult for you.
We'll see. I mean, you're winning anyway, Pledge. You're going to win this thing, so.
All right.
TikTok challenges.
Pledge,
come on.
Who should call a coworker to wish them good night tonight? Pledge, Minix, or Reinagel? Go vote in the poll. Vote Pledge.
Yeah, vote Pledge, because we're not doing it. So
Dude, there's a well. Here's a couple of things. One, Reinagel wouldn't know how to video record himself calling somebody.
There's that.
Minix wouldn't know how to do that. I can lie. And this is right up Pledge's alley. And if he calls Lance, there's lunch involved. A good lunch.
A good lunch.
Because I'd love to hear that response.
Extra chicken strip in there for you.
Chicken strip? Steak finger basket from Dairy Queen.
Oh, my gosh. Dude, that's horrible. I don't know. I think that's weird, and I think you should do it, Pledge, and because, I mean, if it's a TikTok challenge, you did the hot dog challenge.
Glizzy?
This is a glizzy challenge.
It's not a glizzy.
It's a glizzy challenge.
Nobody calls a hot dog a glizzy.
Everybody calls a hot dog a glizzy.
Nobody does that.
That's why it's called a glizzy challenge.
Well, so when I order a hot dog at the Roux Pub, I don't ever say glizzy. And on the menu, it clearly says hot dog. Doesn't say glizzy.
But if you ask for glizzy, they would know what you're talking about.
Why would I do that?
You realize the Roux Pub's audience is a little bit older? I mean, if it were for the kids, it'd be a glizzy.
Oh, so we'll go to Chuck E. Cheese. If they have hot dogs, they're called glizzies?
Well, that's a pizza place, sir.
Jeez.
W.C. Frank's, they'd be a glizzy. Did you have those when you were growing up?
Oh, no, I didn't. Now, this Der Wiener Schnitzel down the street, we could ask them. It used to be called that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they can't call it the Glizzy House.
I mean, does anybody call a hot dog a glizzy?
I don't.
Nobody does. That's what I'm saying. It's the dumbest thing.
So does Deshaun Watson call Nick Chubb tonight to wish him good night? Welcome to Houston.
I'm
just trying to segue off of the glizzies.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea. But then you went Chubb, and I'm like, so I mean. That is the big news today. Nick Chubb passed his physicals. He's going to sign a one-year deal with the Houston Texans. The Packers have released cornerback Jaire Alexnder. And, I didn't even think about that. I thought, well, maybe the Cowboys, they could use a corner. But, dude is injury prone.
I think the Cowboys need to kick the tires on Alexander. And quite frankly, so should the Houston Texans. A lot of teams will. But Green Bay got rid of him because he's hurt. He's always hurt. In fact, their GM had a line along the lines of, we're used to playing without him. And because they played well without him, he became replaceable. The old saying about availability is your number one skill, and dude has missed a ton of time. So I do think, to a degree, yes, if every team needs to look at him, and depending on what his contract is, he kind of fits with what the Cowboys need. If the contract is right, low risk, high reward. If he's out there at a great position of need for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, they need somebody. And I know, Stephon Gilmore is still out there, and people have mentioned him. But I don't know. Is he getting too long in the tooth?
I mean, at least he's there. You think about Alexander, he's missed 34 games over the last 4 seasons. And that's the reason why. Mark Murphy said, quote, he's been a great player for us, obviously elite talent, unfortunately just injured a lot. Unfortunately, that's a big part of the game. We've been used to playing without him. Like, yikes.
Yeah.
So, again, if his contract is cheap enough and he's in a prove-it year, it can be healthy, he's going to help a team. But if he's going to show up to whatever team, Dallas, Houston, you name it, and he's not available, then what good is he?
Well, he's not. He's not, and that's the problem. By the way, Aaron Rodgers, obviously in the news over the weekend too, signed with Pittsburgh on a 1-year deal. We're hearing today, I'm seeing a text here from our tweet from Brooke Pryor, and I'm not sure who she is.
She's been on our show.
That's right.
Yeah.
She has.
Yeah.
Talking about DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers at some charity golf tournament today, hanging out and looking all buddy-buddy. I'm sure they are, and need to be. But I saw a report today that he was actually their Steelers' third choice. They were trying to make a deal for Matthew Stafford or Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
You believe that?
I remember hearing the Stafford trade rumors, and there was some whether he was going to get his extension or not. Fields they could have had, but not at the money that he ended up signing with. And Aaron Rodgers is showing up for 10 M's. And when you look at his contract, while it's worth up to damn near 20 with incentives, the guarantee is $10 million, which is what Aaron Rodgers said. He's the cheapest, best option. Third option, I mean, I'm sure the Steelers will couch it another way, is Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, I mean, he was our first option is what they'll say, but they had to have contingency plans in case he said no. I don't know.
I think he's a bum.
Well, they're stuck with him for this year. We'll see how it works out. I don't know if Pittsburgh, they're in a tough division first and foremost with Cincinnati and Baltimore over there. So it's not an easy division. It's going to be interesting to see how Aaron Rodgers does. So I don't know. I like it. I like the football news, and this week's going to be fun because there's going to be a lot of news coming out of these mandatory mini camps with people showing up or not showing up or whatever the case may be. So that's going to be fun. Something else that's going to be a hell of a lot of fun the next couple of weeks are trade rumors and draft with the NBA draft coming up. And have the Spurs already made a deal for a high-profile star? And is that Monk thing really real with Wemby? My goodness. We're talking about all of that when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
Varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything, from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-298-2007. That's 800-298-2007. 800-298-2007.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
As Garth Brooks would say, the Thunder rolled as they took Game 2, 123-107 against the Indiana Pacers, evening the series up at 1. Wednesday night will be Game 3 of this series as it shifts to Indiana. Cowboys defensive end Micah Parsons and corner Trayvon Diggs were back at the start today and are expected to be at the start of mandatory minicamps that begin tomorrow.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Damn, that sports guy's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Would you go for a walk around the building?
No,
One of the bathrooms closed. Do you have to go to the other one?
Are our breaks shorter these days or what? Man, look.
If he was longer.
Exactly. I've had 3 of these today. Monday's one of those days because, you come off the weekend and a little dehydrated.
What are these for the listening audience?
Yeah, Colin Cowherd.
Oh, what? It's a Yeti.
It's a 32-ounce Yeti.
It's bigger than that. I think it's 48.
Is it?
I think it is. I really do. I can't verify that, but I think it is. I don't know. Maybe it's not. There's a hell of a lot of water in there, though. That's the main thing. And
Joe's a camel.
As I try to get rehydrated.
Camel Joe.
Hump day.
It's Monday.
Oh, my gosh, man. It's, wow. I did see Josie down there. That was my problem.
Oh, really?
I got to pet Josie. Josie's the station dog.
Mm-hmm.
And
did you tell Greg Shelton good night?
No, I did not. I didn't see Shelton.
You just saw the dog?
I just saw Josie walking around. She probably needs to go out again.
Did you take her out?
No.
Did she pee on the floor again?
No, not that I saw.
That you'll admit to?
No, I didn't see her pee. If she did, that's on her.
Well, it's, of course. I mean, who else would it be on?
I'm just saying, that's on her.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she did that. I think she's fine. That's a good dog.
Mm-hmm.
I always get a little worried, though, because she's like, she's missing Shelton, it looks like, and she's looking around. She can't find him. And I even said, Josie, where's the old man? She didn't know. She had no clue. Poor Josie.
Poor Joe.
And me.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Pledge, for picking up the slack there, buddy. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. It's a crazy story today. It was over the weekend, really, when these pictures started to surface of Wemby with his head shaved.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yes, it is weird. I don't know enough about it to say anything other than it's weird. Now, I've started Googling like the rest of us, and I think about what what is he doing? And am I a little concerned? Maybe. He's going through a 10-day retreat. Now, I don't know if we're going to change his nickname from the alien to the monk. But, or can he add to it? But everything about it feels right for Wemby. It's not a surprise because he is so curious and into so many different things, but it feels so unplanned, and I think that is the concerning part because we don't know enough about it. And from what I've read, and who knows if this was planned, but it doesn't feel like it because they said he's had to pause all of his future plans. It's like he went over there and we're like, oh, this is cool, 10 days, cool, shave my head, and I'm going to do this for a while. And then I think about this Buddhist lifestyle, and why are we seeing all these photos? Because that seems to be opposite of what you would do in a Buddhist retreat, does it not?
Well, it really does, yeah. Now, according to the story and there's stories all over the place on this, so if you haven't seen it, but this one I'm reading is on Yahoo, and it says, in a dramatic and unexpected off-season move, he's embarked on this 10-day Shilohan, I think is how you say it. Temple retreat in China somewhere, seeking spiritual growth and personal clarity far from the glamour of the NBA. So it sounds like it's just one of those Aaron Rodgers kind of things. You just want to go and clear your head and get ready as you return back to San Antonio and get ready for the season.
Yeah, and I've read about interdiscipline and focus, and if that's all it is, cool. But I've also read where people go to some of these and they don't return because they adopt this lifestyle and that's what they choose to do. That's the part where I say is a little concerning. Now, Wemby's ours, so, but you bring up Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers does that, and we go, well, that's weird. With Wemby, the curiosity factor, which we know he is, curious about so many things and has the ability financially to go experience stuff that many people don't. And then if you watch White Lotus season 3, that family's daughter wanting to go do that and what was going on there, and I know it was a TV show, but I mean, when you don't know, you think about all those things. I don't know what really to believe. I don't know enough about it, and that's part of it. If he wants to go do that and it's a 10-day retreat, cool. But when you read that people will go on those and they adopt that lifestyle and leave their former life in the past, selfishly, as a Spurs fan, that's the part that is concerning to me.
Well, and I think that's a legit concern. I mean, anytime you see something like this that you could say could completely change your mindset, where you just start thinking in a different way. I mean, look, I think it's far-fetched, and I don't think it's anything Spurs fans should get overly excited about. But it is a legit concern. First thing I thought of when I saw that, I'm like, whoa, this is a pretty drastic thing to be doing. And I mean, those monks take that stuff pretty seriously.
Well, yes, I mean, think about hard to all of us, right? Whether you're Joe Reinagle and his perfect hair or Rob or Pledge, I mean, everybody but AJ, right? I mean, think about where you get to the point where you decide, you know what, I'm just going to shave my head. Because your hair, whether it's good hair or bad hair like mine, I mean, whatever the case is, that's such a big thing for somebody to do. And a lot of times when you see somebody just randomly shave your head, that's a sign of something. There's concern there, right? Just doing something that drastic.
Yes.
And again, he's changed his hair a lot. But at the same, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to think of this, just partly because I don't know enough about it, to be honest.
Well, I don't think any of us do, right? I really don't. I certainly don't, and it'd be silly to even pretend that I do. So I don't know. Hopefully it's just a retreat. He can clear his head. He can get his mind right, do something that just relax and get away from all the excitement of the other world, and he'll be okay.
And the other part of it, he's young. He's got a ton of money, and he can say, yeah, next 10 days, this is what I'm going to do, clear my schedule, and just cancel a bunch of stuff. Most of us go on vacation, and you've got to be back at a certain amount of time, and you don't have the ability to just say, yeah, you know what, I can do this for 10 days. I'm cool, right? Most of us couldn't do that. It would have to be so well planned. But you go on vacation to China and you think he's got things that he was scheduled to do by some reports that I've read that he's postponed. That's the part that's a little concerning.
Well, it is a little concerning, and the fact that all of his people have left, right? I mean, so he's there alone, at least according to these stories, right?
Yes.
All the people that he came with are gone. So all we can do is sit back and watch, right? See what happens. That would kind of make all the rebuild and the trades and the KD and all of that stuff a little bit out there, right?
I mean, well, you think about what we've said for a long time. People are going to want to come to San Antonio to play with Wemby.
Right.
Now, this offseason, and you and I disagree on Kevin Durant. I would love for Kevin Durant to become a Spur. You would not.
Not really, no.
But Kevin Durant ain't coming here if Wemby's doing the monk life thing and not coming back, right? Which I don't think is going to happen. But I find it interesting that Bill Simmons, and he says, I've got nothing, no sources that tell me this has happened, but his gut feeling is the Kevin Durant deal to San Antonio is already done.
I wouldn't be surprised if KD to the Spurs is done already, and they just haven't announced it. It's basically they've agreed on specifics, and they'll just announce it the week of the draft. Don't aggregate that. I have no inside info. It just feels goes back to the Giannis thing. I think they're just going to trade for KD, and it'll cost a lot less. They'll be able to be really competitive and maybe even go a couple rounds in the playoffs, but they're also going to keep the number 2 pick and do it that way.
I mean, look, what he's saying makes sense, right? Because Giannis would be the number 2 pick's gone and a lot of other assets.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense, and you could get Kevin Durant a little cheaper than you could get Giannis. But again, it's a 2-year rental, if that, maybe even just a 1-year rental at that, with what he's making and what's left on his contract. So I don't know. I'd rather not see him here. I'd rather them go out and get several pieces, several 2 or 3 to bring in here that would fill a need, add some depth to this team, instead of just grabbing one piece and then moving on. If they do stick with the number 2 pick and Dylan Harper's the guy and he's everything everybody says that he is, then obviously that's a good thing, and you work around the problems you would have in the backcourt.
Well, and again, I think whether it's Kevin Durant or whoever, that would be one of multiple moves I expect the Spurs to make this offseason. I don't think it's Kevin Durant, all right, we're done, and then whoever we draft. So, but he feels the sniper need, that solid three-point shooter, veteran experience, an extension of what Chris Paul did here this year. I don't expect Chris Paul back. And then you can still go out and get another big to help protect Wemby. And let's just assume Wemby's going to be back and everything's going to be fine.
I'm assuming Wemby is going to be back. I can't even imagine that would be a thing. And, you wonder. I mean, does Wemby or somebody in Wemby's circle call Brian Wright, R.C. Buford, Pop maybe, or any of his teammates to let him know that he's going to do this?
I don't know. Are they reading it like we are?
Yeah. It's a good.
And if he turned in his phone, can they get a hold of him?
Well,
although he posts no pictures. Or is he posting pictures, or are they just pictures that people are finding?
I don't think that's him. Maybe that's before his entourage left. They did that. I mean, I don't know. Somebody's taking those. He's not taking those pictures. Somebody's taking them of him, and it looks like he's not even looking at it.
Well, and I know because the selfies were before he went to the retreat, although the picture with the shaved head, but he still had the Nikes on. So I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I imagine the monks are probably taking the pictures. This is great publicity for them.
It is, but it also feels, I don't know, anti what they're trying to do, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is something they do. If you want to, test the waters of monkhood, maybe
monkhood,
of being a monk. Maybe you're testing it out, and you want to give you a 10-day trial. You can decide if it's for you or not.
A 10-day trial.
Well, I don't know. I know nothing about being a monk.
Nothing.
So
if anybody out there does, and
Please educate us, will you?
I mean, I'm what pledge?
I don't expect anybody to know about monkhood.
Well, somebody may have a brother of an uncle of a cousin or somebody that went to China and went through the 10-day run-through.
I am all honestly being 100% serious, not joking at all. I'm always amazed when we meet listeners what they do. I mean, there are some people with some fascinating jobs that listen to this show. So to think that somebody listening right now is a professor of whatever at one of the local universities could be listening right now that is well educated on this, or has traveled over to China a lot because of business and has studied or knows. I would not be surprised if somebody in our listening audience has a lot more knowledge about this than we do. Just saying. It's always amazing when you meet people that listen to this program, what they do for a living.
It is crazy. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. So, yeah, if you know about it, let us know. At Jason Minix, at Joe Reinagle 210. If you're on our YouTube page, we appreciate that. Like and subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page.
It is official. Nick Chubb has signed a one-year, $2.5 million deal with the Houston Texans. Can be worth up to $5 million.
How about that? That's going to be one hell of a backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Mixon Chubby. Or Chubby Mixon. However you want to go.
Wow. They still have Damian Pierce, too, right?
Got to mix in Chubby Wood.
Yeah, that sounds like a good drink. A Chubby Mixon. I wonder what that would be. I'll have a Chubby Mixon, please. Hold the olives.
Mixon Woody Chubb?
Jeez, I don't know. Oh, man.
I'm not sure about that one, Joe.
No?
No.
A Chubby Mixon?
Well, you got to keep Chubb.
Chubb.
His name isn't Chubby. It's Chubb.
I know, but I bet you people call him Chubby.
I mean,
push
not to his
shove.
face.
Well, yeah, I can't even outrun that dude. I'd be in trouble.
It just doesn't sound like an appetizing drink.
Well, I don't know. Chubby Mixon. It's got to come something. They need a nickname now, though. I mean, like Thunder and Lightning and.
I think I found my new fantasy football team.
Chubby Mixon.
Mixon and Woody Chubb.
There you go.
Oh,
there you go. Hey, last week Jason and I had on the UTSA head baseball coach, whose team just lost in the Super Regionals, and. His message is pretty clear, and he continued with the message, Jason.
They need a stadium.
They do. And he's out there fighting for it. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk a little Cowboys football and a little NBA. Who knows? Plus, it's Mellow Monday on San Antonio Sports Star. What do you think? You want to give away a Mellow Monday $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom?
Sure, we can. we can do that. What number does Nick Chubb wear? 24? Caller 24, you're winning $50.
Wow.
To Mellow Mushroom.
656-3776-656 ESPN. Well, Pledge is out of I better not go pee. He can't back me up. He's going to be on the phone.
He's fine.
All right, he's good.
Fine. Go pee.
Right. We're talking UTSA baseball when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Now, if you're going to the restroom and you've got some plumbing issues at your house, at the office, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential, or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. They've got a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And I know it's June 9th, still time to get your AC tuned up and ready for the hot summer months that are ahead. You can hit the jackpot with comfort with the Lucky 7's AC tune-up for just $77, a 7-point AC inspection that will keep your system running cool and smooth this summer. Get that special scheduled or an emergency situation, one phone number to call, 210-651-5899, 651-5899 or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today. There's a reason Intuitive Services Group handles our janitorial needs here at 94.1. They're local and serious about cleanliness. From nightly cleaning to detailed floor care, they deliver. We trust them, and you can too. Call Mo at 830-470-3007. That's 830-470-3007.
It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
This is A.J. Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6 for the perfect ride to work on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I get kind of hungry now. Talking about mellow mushroom.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we got our winner. And chubby mixins.
Mm.
All of the
It's right up there with the right angle stiffy.
right angle stiffy. Well, there's jokes there too. Haven't heard about it in a while, have you? Yeah.
That's what she said.
I know. You've been talking to my wife, huh? Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
damn. Bad weekend for UTSA. It sure was.
You're a dumb butt.
Yeah, it really was. And you know, I get it, and I know you mentioned J.J. Pettis with his tweet, you know, we should be happy, and I understand all that's great, but yet he's still a little bit of disappointment there because, you know, you're hoping beyond hope maybe that, you know, that they would get it done and head off to the World Series.
Anytime you lose, you're upset. J.J. Perez from Inside Runner Sports, his tweet was, don't be sad that they lost or be happy that it happened, whatever he said. And, you know, he's right. But in the moment, it sucks. And for them to have the regular season they did, to roll through the Austin Regional, beating Texas twice, beating Kansas State, and then to get to Los Angeles and have it all seem to fall apart, it was disappointing. their showing in Los Angeles wasn't reflective of what they've done all year. Now, granted, I say that. I'm aware of what they've done all year for the last week, right? You see their scores, you know they're good, but most of us weren't watching. And then you hear from people that have been watching. They go out to the stadium. They see just how bad it is. Honestly, and we've talked about this, I haven't been to a baseball game at UTSA in years, and I can't imagine it's gotten any better. And from the sounds of it, it hasn't. Yeah, they brought in some bleachers, and they can get 900 to 1,000 people out there. Pat Hallmark came on the show last week, and because they won the Austin Regional, we had him on, and he said, I normally don't say this, but now that we've done this, we need more. And he called out the athletic director. He called out the president, almost by name, on this show.
Mm-hmm.
He continued with that yesterday in Los Angeles after the game was over, and he told an incredible story and then really called out his athletic director.
When I got to Rice was UTSA when I got to UTSA. Now as a player, this is when I was a player at Rice. We had a concession stand that was a trailer. Our concession stand at our ballpark right now is a trailer. Exact same concession stand. I'm talking at Rice now, I'm referring to 1994. This is when I was at Rice in 1994. It's a different ballpark now, thanks to Wayne Graham. But I was there when Wayne Graham did what he did as a player, and then I left, and I came back to Coach Graham once he had built the thing into a dynasty. So I know what the blueprint looks like, but we need help. We need help from the people that run the school. We need help from the athletic director. We need help.
And I don't know, the help doesn't look like it would have to be that much. I'm looking at a picture Pledge sent of the stadium at UCLA. It's nothing fancy, but they do have a press box that they have, and it looks like, I'm going to just throw something against the wall, maybe 2,000 people, tops, and then that might be reaching a little bit. But there's just bleachers, down the third and first base lines, and then obviously behind, but doesn't look like it would be. I don't know what something like that costs, but I'm assuming that it couldn't be all that much.
And again, I have no idea about costs for some stadiums, some nice seats, and that's the one thing that Pat Hallmark said last week on this show. We've got the product on the field. Now we have to give the fans a nice seat for them to sit in. Can they parlay this run into that kind of excitement? The Anciras did a donation match, and they raised $22,000 over the last couple of days while they were in Los Angeles, which is huge. Probably, I don't know this, but that's probably more than what they've raised over a weekend in a long time, if ever. I don't know that, but they raised a lot of money. And in the current world of facilities, and I know there's that practice facility that they need to get built, then you're going to have some of these guys wanting NIL money, and in today's world, that's there. But also, when people that support UTSA baseball, and let's face it, there's not a lot, bitch about going out there because it's just not comfortable, the school needs to do something.
Absolutely.
Sure, it's not a revenue-generating sport, but they're having success. When you've got local high schools that have better facilities than your local big-time college, that's a problem.
That is a problem, and it's happening all the time. There's new stuff going up on these high schools, yearly. Yeah, they need to do something. Now, again, it's easy for us to sit here behind a microphone and say, just get it done and raise the money. And I know that's easier said than done. But when I look at that stadium at UCLA, it gives me some hope, to be honest with you. I mean, because that was nothing fancy. And if the NCAA approved that for a super regional, I don't think that we're not talking about millions of dollars here. I mean, you're just not. And I think it can be done. And I think that where they have the stadium now, you have room to do something very similar to what they're doing there at UCLA.
And again, I'm not sure what costs are or what it would take if there's any local companies that could help donate the construction. I don't know how that works, right? But that's where Lisa Campos has to get her staff and her out finding those dollars, finding those companies that can do this work to support all the athletics. I mean, I know Pat Hallmark used a line last week with us saying that we can survive on our own. We don't need football to feed us.
Right.
I kind of chuckle at that because I don't know if that's true or not. But it feels like football at most universities, not just UTSA, is feeding all of the athletic department, right? So, and I don't know. I mean, I guess if baseball doesn't need the money, Jeff Traylor could use it for football because he's having to share a lot of the money that he's trying to raise.
No, absolutely he is. And but it's just time to try and get these things done. And again, it's easy for us to say, but when you're talking about NIL, now that this revenue share is finally coming to fruition, maybe that will put a little bit of an end to that part of it, and you can start thinking about some of these other things. I know Jeff Traylor wants a bubble, right, that they can practice in when it's hot as hell outside, and I get that. Fred Villarreal says that this UCLA stadium was constructed in 1980, and it seats 1,800 people. Now, I'm taking you for your word, Fred. I don't know. But if that's all it takes, it doesn't seem to me like it's going to break anybody's bank, and I think it could get done fairly easily.
Well, I mean, let's face it. In that stadium, sure, it's old, probably needs some improvements, probably, but it's also been improved. It looked nice. It looked really nice on television. It's in Los Angeles. I read an article the other day, Greg Luca had it in the Express News, about the budgets for baseball, and UTSA was on the extreme low end, and everybody else that's going to Omaha or was planning to go to Omaha had way more money for their baseball budget than UTSA. Pat Hallmark has done so much more with less. Will this run get him there? And in today's world, you just wonder, for Pat Hallmark to have a run like this, you know what happens when you have success? People are knocking on your door. Hey, we've got an opening here. We've got an opening there. Pat Hallmark seems very committed to UTSA. But if he's not getting what he needs to continue to be successful, I would anybody blame him if he left? Same thing that we've talked about with Jeff Traylor. Now, Jeff Traylor, came here, turned down some offers. Every time he's on, says he loves it here. But at some point, all these guys, that's the way the world works.
Well, and at some point you're going to get tired of beating your head against the wall because, look, and I don't know what Pat Hallmark does. I'm sure he helps with raising money and stuff, but I know Jeff Traylor does. Jeff Traylor's out kissing babies and shaking hands and all of that stuff all the time. And so, he has and apparently been pretty successful at it, just, to help his own cause a little bit. And UTSA's lucky that they have the Anceras and they've got April and her husband, and there are others out there that are doing it. And it's difficult for this school because it just hasn't been around that long.
It hasn't. And you look at where this school, athletics has been there a long time. Football's 15 years old. But to be in the American, to be big time, and you could argue this run for UTSA baseball is the most successful season a UTSA team has ever had. When you think about as far as they made it, this isn't getting into the NCAA tournament as a 16 seed and getting bounced. They won the Austin Regional and advanced to the Super Regional. I don't know how you equivalent that to like winning a bowl game, but and football is always king. But you look at what this UTSA program has done. Nobody's been that close to competing for a national championship than UTSA baseball did this weekend.
Dude, I think all of that, and as disappointed as you may be because they lost to UCLA, the fact that they went up to Austin and beat Texas twice, that had to give them some street cred, man. That had to, and some money in their pockets, I would imagine, as well. And not to mention, not to leave out Kansas State. There's another, but you go up to their house and you beat Texas twice, that's doing something. That is doing something. And did UCLA, are they better than Texas? No, but it's baseball. And you just, on any given day, anybody can beat anybody. And it's just tough, and that's what happened to UTSA in L.A.
And, how it's all structured, I'm not 100% sure. But when I look at knowing football is the revenue generator. If you're helping football, if you're supporting football, aren't you helping them all, right?
Sure.
And they've got that promotion right now where it's 35% off your tickets for the Texas State game in their home opener as they try to break the record. They are coming up with different ways to try to generate revenue now, especially now. They were planning for, and then the judge on Friday finally ruled in favor. There will be revenue sharing, and they're doing things. Hell, they had a garage sale on Saturday.
Yeah.
My buddy John Robbins went over there 9 o'clock, and he said hundreds of people were already there, and sent me some videos. It looked incredible, right? They didn't get anything because people got there early.
Well, how early did it start?
It started at 9.
Oh, it started at 9.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was supposed to run from 9 to 3. I forget what time he said. He said close to 9, and hundreds. He sent me video. It was insane.
That's incredible.
I mean, but that's ways to generate. Let's have a plate sale.
Yeah.
Let's have a garage sale.
A garage sale. That's all. But that was good stuff too. I mean, the stuff that they were selling off was really good stuff. So, look, UTSA's up and coming, and obviously they need our support. They need a lot of people's support, not only money-wise, but getting into the stadiums and taking in a baseball game or a basketball game, and certainly filling the Alamo Dome too. All of that kind of stuff helps, without a doubt. And hey, that's what we're here for, right? We want big-time college football. We want big-time college athletics. And they're only going to happen if they have the support.
I look at Coastal Carolina, who UTSA beat in a bowl game in football. They're going to the College World Series.
Uh-huh.
And I was reading an article about what they have. And they're proof that it can be done, right? They've got football, they've got baseball, and they're good. And when you think about winning a national championship, is baseball the one sport that UTSA has that could actually win a college national championship?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
yeah.
When you look at it like that, I know football, they got a chance to get into a playoff. But does anybody think that's listening right now, outside of Jeff Traylor if he's listening, that if they got into the playoffs, they could actually go win a national championship?
It would be tough.
In basketball, men's basketball, I mean, let's just try to win a tournament game.
Yeah, that'd be
right?
nice.
But in baseball, they proved this year that they could actually go compete for a national championship. They were 2 wins away from Omaha. The fact that they knocked off Texas and Kansas State, they got steamrolled by a Big Ten school, which is still weird to say, in UCLA. But they kind of showed, of all the team sports that could go win a natty, baseball might have the best opportunity to do it.
Could very well be. Look, the ladies' basketball team was very good this year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a disappointing end for them, for sure.
But even if they had a run, could you see them knocking off a UConn or a South Carolina, or no?
No.
So why not invest in the one sport that you could actually win a national championship in?
Well, plus it would dress up the campus a little bit. Not that it needs it. It's a pretty campus, but I'm just saying, it'd be nice to have that stadium there, wouldn't it? It really would be. OTAs, not OTAs, minicamp.
Yeah, mandatory.
Is starting up for the Cowboys, for the Texans, for everybody. Texans make a move today, and the Cowboys get a couple of guys to show up, which is a nice thing, even though, well, some people thought maybe they wouldn't. It would have cost them some money. We're talking Cowboys and NBA when we return here on the Blitz. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know me, you listen to this show enough, the Rue Pub is my go-to spot for any big game, any big event. You got Stanley Cup final game tonight. Wednesday night, you got NBA Finals Game 3, and Wednesday night's also steak night at the Rue Pub. That 12-ounce ribeye, your potato, your salad for $19.95. You can't beat that steak night deal there at the Rue Pub. And the food there is all fantastic, from the steaks to the wings, biggest and best wings in town. I love their fried shrimp, about 15 different burgers on the menu, great salads, great apps, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, we'll figure out what Shaolin Temple Wemby's at and what skill set he is perfecting.
And OTAs get started, mandatory OTAs in the NFL. Does Micah show up? And I guess we'll keep waiting patiently for the next NBA Finals game. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Does this sound like your marriage? Wake up and realize that there's a better life waiting. I'm Gary Barton, owner of Barton & Associates, attorneys at law. At Barton & Associates, we specialize in navigating the complexities of divorce law, protecting your best interests, and ensuring you're not left vulnerable. Divorce is tough, but here's the thing. You have a choice. You can either let your spouse dictate the terms, or you can take control of the process and secure your future. If you're serious about protecting yourself and securing your financial future, Barton & Associates is the team you need. Call 210-500-0000. That's 210-5-million. Or visit TexasDivorce.com. If you're tired of this, then start your better life today with Barton & Associates. Visit TexasDivorce.com. That's TexasDivorce.com.
Principal Office, San Antonio.
The Home Depot has fast, free delivery on the perfect gift to help Dad do more this Father's Day. Because Dad is more than just a dad. He's groundskeeper of the yard, the perfecter of the patio, and the cleaner of the clippings. Power Dad's doing with Ryobi cordless outdoor power tools from the Home Depot. Like the Ryobi 40-volt string trimmer kit for $159. For everything Dad is, find the perfect gift at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
Ugh, kitchen ants, runaway roaches, a spider. Relax, just use Zevo. Zevo insect killer sprays use a powerful blend of mint and rosemary to eliminate those pests and up to 20 other bug types. Plus, Zevo is safe for use around people and pets when used as directed. Just spray the bugs and wipe them away. Zevo, people friendly, bug deadly.
Hunger striking, snack time calling, it's crunch time. Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds brings you the boldest protein-packed crunch you can't resist with mouth-watering flavors like hot honey, sweet barbecue, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Why settle for chips when you can level up your snacking game? Plus, they're low-carb, high-protein, and made for adventurous appetites. Score big flavor today. Grab Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds at H-E-B.
The water coming in and out of your home is like laughter. Here in San Antonio in the hill country, it can be harsh. Now that's harsh. At the same time, those that know have a Kinetico quality water softener enjoy this. Smooth, soft, pure, clean water. The difference is astounding. Hard water, soft water. If you don't have a Kinetico water softener in your home, you're basically inviting destructive hard water to beat up your appliances, hot water heater, and every pipe in your home. And that's no laughing matter.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Kinetico of San Antonio in the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Kinetico is simply the best water softener you can buy, and that's why we say it's the last water softener you'll ever own. Don't live with. Live with.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE. Kinetico.
License number 38961.
You get to hear that in person this weekend, don't you?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Nice. NRG Stadium.
Wow. Well, that'll be cool.
Metallica.
Very nice.
You gonna go?
Now, will they close with this song or do they open with this song?
They won't open with it.
They don't open with it?
No, they you know, it's interesting. Metallica, well, they're gonna close with Enter Sandman. But in Houston, they're doing one night. Most of this tour is what's called no repeat weekend. They play Friday night, and then a completely different set list on Sunday.
Okay.
Except in Houston, it's one-off, which has made this one of the more ridiculously expensive Metallica concerts because it's one night.
Well, that'll be cool. NRG, and that place will be packed.
It'll be packed.
Yeah.
It's Metallica. It's Metallica, it's Pantera, and Suicidal Tendencies.
Wow. Well, that'll be fun, Minix. That's right up your alley.
It is.
It is.
You should go.
Well, okay. So
you've never seen Metallica?
I've never seen Metallica. I am not opposed to seeing Metallica. Believe it or not, I'll listen to Metallica from time to time.
I believe it.
I do. So I'm not opposed to that. I wouldn't mind that at all. And there's some good shows that I'd like to see. When we saw Journey and Def Leppard, that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun. Good show.
Not quite Metallica.
Well, no, it's not Metallica, but.
Could you imagine Joe Reinagel at a Pantera concert?
Is that that sandwich place?
No, that's Panera.
Oh, Panera. Okay.
Come on.
I knew that.
And again, if you heard about 4 different Pantera songs, you would know exactly who they are.
I'm sure I would. I just don't remember the names of the songs.
I know.
And that's my problem.
No, but you start talking about the Monkees, and you're right there.
Dude, you know what's funny about that? Now, tell me it's a coincidence.
Uh-huh.
Talking Monkees on Friday and Monks today. Coincidence? I think not.
Huh?
Monkees on Friday, Monks today.
That's a stretch, man.
Not a stretch.
That's a stretch.
Think about it.
That's a stretch.
Who knows what tomorrow might bring? Gorillas?
Maybe, I suppose.
I mean, I can play the Gorillas tomorrow. That's fine.
I mean, I don't know. Grills?
Grills?
Would
I don't know. It's funny. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed you didn't get your poster.
I'm not. I didn't know about it.
Mickey Dolenz.
I didn't know who that was.
What?
And Friday, I'm sick as a dog, and I see an email from Iris at the front talking about some signed Mickey thing, and something about or Joe's going to get it. And I was thinking, well, Mickey Mouse was in the building the other day. Maybe he sent something back. I don't know.
No, she clearly in her email said it was a Mickey Dolenz, who was the drummer for the Monkees. He sang too, and from the Monkees fan club.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe Iris is a big Monkees fan.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll ask her tomorrow. She's a Monkees fan.
Obviously, she knew who it was. She was trying to.
I guess she was being funny. And
she was trying, and you
right
bought
over
it.
my head.
Uh-huh.
Went right over my head.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I tell you.
There you go, Pledge.
Well, I don't.
For those that can't hear Pledge, he just said, "What's new?" It went right over Joe's head.
I just think, she's such a nice person. I expect that from you or Pledge, but not necessarily Iris.
So you don't know Iris at all.
Nope.
He doesn't know Iris at all.
That's funny.
She's lovely.
So Fred's saying Shakira is in the Alamo Dome Friday night.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be on What's on Tap?
Shakira. Now, dude, she's pretty shiny. And those hips don't lie.
I am proud of you.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Is there anybody, man or woman, that doesn't think Shakira is just all that?
And a bag of chips?
Yes.
I'm gonna guess. Yeah.
She's easy to watch. I didn't know she was in town on Friday.
Pay attention.
Well, let's see,
Metallica
Shakira.
is Saturday in Houston. You can go Friday night to see Shakira.
That'd be fun, I think. You'd want to be up close, though.
They've got large screens.
I know, but that's not the same. Need a little sweat coming off of there.
So call John over at Awesome Tickets.
I know it.
He'll get you tickets right up there where you can catch sweat.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you figure? That, what is the stage set up for Shakira?
It's a good question.
Oh, it's going all the way out. There's going to be a runway for her at some point.
I mean, because like Metallica, they're kind of in the round. They've got the snake pit. What do they call for a Shakira concert, what Metallica calls their snake pit?
I don't know. I'm looking here, and I'm just, let's see.
The belly pit?
No, according to this one diagram, and I just went to a random thing.
I'm glad you said diagram.
It's just a stage at the end, right? So there's no pit, so you just sit around.
But she can walk all around that.
Well, there's
there's that extender part out.
Yeah,
that's not just the fans, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Are close enough to catch sweat.
It's it's not cheap to go see Shakira.
Yeah, call John.
Yeah,
awesome tickets. He'll get you hooked up.
I'm sure he will.
I was talking to him today about Metallica tickets.
Oh yeah, is he hooking you up?
Oh, that was creepy. What the hell was that?
I like that
the hooking up or getting my tickets. There's two different. Like I said, this is the most expensive Metallica concert that I've ever seen.
Well, they probably want it that way. That's why they're not doing two shows.
That's one of the reasons I think it's expensive. You know, and I mean, it's Metallica. They're always expensive, but. And the crazy thing is there's not a ton on the market, so the prices aren't going to crash.
So you just got to get what you get. Get the best seat you can.
Well, best seat within your budget. Because where I typically would want to sit, I've seen Metallica 25 times. I don't need to see them 26. So I probably won't have the seats that I would want, but I'll be there.
Well, would you I mean, is it near a bar, or are you just going to be out with the general population?
What do you mean? Is it near a bar? Have you been to NRG Stadium?
I have, but
yes.
Not for a concert.
Yes, there will be a bar nearby.
Okay.
Have you met me?
Well, I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, floor seats are fine and standing room only. I'm too short to get those. And I don't want to stand for 6 hours either.
No.
Without a seat.
No.
Now, if I ended up in the snake pit, I've never done that since they brought that in. You know, in like 92, we were down on the floor and it was great, and you were in the mosh pit and all that kind of stuff. I'm not doing that now. But if I had floor seats, unless you're on the rail, I'm going to be behind some dude that's 6'5".
You are.
I mean, I don't want that.
That's exactly what you're going to be. So you're up a little bit.
I'm going to be out way up. I'm going to be way up at this Metallica show.
Well, that's okay. You can. I mean, the music's going to be just the same, right?
Yeah.
So, well, I think that's interesting. No, I'd like to see Metallica at some point in time. That'd be fun. But Shakira, who knew? I mean, has Shakira have she ever come to San Antonio before?
I want to say she has. Didn't she play the not San Antonio, but the All-Star game in Dallas in like 2010?
Maybe.
Wasn't she the performer there? I think she was.
She might have been.
I think she was.
I don't know. She doesn't change either. I don't know what it is about.
What do you mean she doesn't change?
Well, she doesn't age.
Oh.
You know, I mean, she's just like been the same looking.
Well, she works out.
I know, but even working out, you know, you kind of lose it sometimes.
Is that what you tell yourself?
Well, yeah, exactly right.
You're always at the gym talking to Ray.
I know, but my hips are not like hers.
But, thank goodness. And yours lie.
Yeah.
You're going to like this. According to MySA, Shakira last played San Antonio in 2006 as part of her oral fixation tour.
Oh, my. Wow.
What were those T-shirts like?
Dude.
It's one I'd like to have.
You know, just think about it. And we sit here as guys and fantasize about stuff like that. Well, we're on a family show.
Are we?
Yeah. I don't think I'd even make it there. you know what I'm talking about.
So, Pledge, have you decided who you're calling tonight to say goodnight to?
Last I saw, Reinigle was winning the poll.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We call the shots here, and we're telling you, you've got to call somebody tonight to do the Good Night Challenge. Your choices are, you can try what you want with the poll, but that ain't going to happen. Your choices are you have to call Dax Davis, grumpy-ass Greg Shelton, Lance Hawkins, or AJ. To do the TikTok Good Night Challenge the way Micah Parsons did Brian Schottenheimer.
I'd be careful if you call AJ because that's right, his family's here now.
His family's here now.
So you might be safe.
Maybe. Maybe.
He could be busy.
I mean, he could be busy. If he doesn't answer, just give him 2 minutes and call back.
Well, which one of y'all's hanging around to record this? That's the challenge. I got to have somebody recording because if I'm calling him, my phone's obviously in use. Much like Micah, you need that second camera.
We can volunteer your roommate, Becky.
I guarantee you she will. She has some words for you I can't say right now.
That's fine. She'll do it. Or you could use your iPad and record yourself. You know, I
don't have an iPad.
You can fish. You can figure it out. No excuses. Get it done.
Well, what time are you planning on doing this, Pledge?
9 o'clock. You gonna be here?
No, I'm not.
You could take your. That's it. You're still probably going to be here. You won't be home in your pajamas. So you just do it on with our whatever we call it, your camera over there. Put it in your laptop. There, you'll figure out a way. It's kind of like everything else, Pledge. I don't know how to get it done. Just figure it out.
I don't need the labor pains, Pledge. Just give me the baby.
I don't need to know how the sausage is made, my friend. Just figure it out and get it done. I'm kind of hoping you call Greg.
Greg? That's who I would be saying, Greg. Sheldon, that would be funny.
Dax would be a little too alarmed.
Because
he would think something is drastically, horribly gone wrong if you call him.
Well, I don't know if Shelton will answer because coming from Pledge, he's going to think something crashed up here and he don't want to deal with it.
Which is his job to respond to that.
Well,
which is
I know
why
that, but it's Greg Shelton we're talking about.
He's always grumpy.
But a phone call with Greg's not going to go any different than any other phone call with Greg.
All right.
That's a good point.
Lance or Dax? You've helped narrow it down. Because apparently, according to the challenge, and you hear this from Micah Parsons, you call somebody who's unexpected to just tell them good night.
How sweet.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
You got a show, Pledge?
I do.
You do? Full hour or what?
Full hour, and then I got to call one of you guys to tell you good night.
All right.
No.
Extra innings with Pledge. And then the phone call we're all waiting for. Pledge to say good night to Lance. You don't want to miss that tomorrow, boys and girls. We'll have it tomorrow. A lot happening tomorrow. Cowboys, OTAs, all of that kind of good stuff. Good night, Minix. Hope you have a great night. Pledge.
Good night, Joe.
Have a great night. Good night. Good night, everybody. Have a great night.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM